how much you wanted to prepare ahead of time.
All-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place.
That's
Sponsor your first job and get hiring today by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Big SummerSlam's getting close. Jey Uso's the new tribal chief.
3D, Fox Sports Radio, Philadelphia.
Oh my God!
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Back.
Need to learn more about SummerSlam.
Enter now.
You heard the man. Get over to FoxPHLGambler.com and enter the keyword for your chance to win $1,000. Once again, FoxPHLGambler.com.
Wrong button.
Woo! Trying to get me in trouble. Our Facebook page getting at it, posting Tom Brady, Kim Kardashian details. Let's go. Gotta get the real going. Hey.
Try it again. Yay.
A little rusty starting out, Sean Bryce?
Is this how this works?
I've already been working.
I'm hitting buttons. Have you been?
Yeah, I've been back. I've been back. You are back. I've been back.
You did.
I worked the last 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been in the swing of things, Sean Bryce.
It does feel good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. It's the Daily Take on a Monday. And after a long hiatus, a few days spent at apparently it is easy to know this now. There's no more debate. The number one shore town is Avalon because the electricity never goes out.
No.
All right. So
I can't believe you're making jokes about that.
Well,
That's too sensitive, Sean.
It's
still ongoing, isn't it?
First of all, there are plenty of jokes being had on the timeline, okay?
I can't believe people would joke about that.
Kyle Pagan.
Lots of money being lost.
Unfortunately, that is real, and that's upsetting because I do have some friends that own restaurants.
You want to just joke at their expense?
No,
that's how it is.
I did not. And I was sharing, a matter of fact, our friends from the Wild.
That's great. See, there you go.
Joel. My guy Joel was he was in a need for dry ice. And I figured
I saw that. Okay.
I figured the only people that might have dry ice would be Atlantic City. He did score, so I'm happy to see that. But unfortunately, I know that there are still people dealing with no power.
I couldn't help out with the dry ice thing. I don't have dry ice.
I don't know where you can find it.
I don't know either.
Anyways, it was a fun vacation. It's even better to be back. Let's get after it. Sean Bryce, John Jansen.
Yeah, I feel like the energy was a little weird when you first got in because I've been working the past couple of days and you haven't. So I feel like the energy for me, I had that Saturday where I went to work. You're like, this is great. And then now I'm okay. Now I'm back at work, and you're at the height
for the first time since I've been here. All right, no, second time. Excuse me, because when I did pull up the automatic reply, I've never done that before. I didn't think I did. It had rest in peace, our guy Mike Talarita. Any questions? Anything you need? I'm going on vacation. Here's Mike Talarita's email, and unfortunately, it's been a little while since that's happened. So I threw in a automatic reply where I was like, hey, I'm out. I'll talk to you when I get back, and in 3 days, I'm going on vacation with the fam. But it was a great vacation. It's good to be back. We got a lot to discuss. We got a home run derby going off this evening, which I feel pretty good, pretty confident in my selection. I am taking the fade.
No.
I am taking the fade.
Who could you possibly be taking?
But I do have an angle maybe for a long shot, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. We got a jam-packed show, a lot to discuss in the world of hoops, right? We got Summer League going off, and Wemby is the story.
You're just going to put in his name?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay.
Yeah. Wembanyama.
Is it appropriate? Should we just be calling him Wemby? I've been seeing that a lot.
Everybody else is.
Okay. I didn't know.
Makes it easy. So Wemby.
I think Wembanyama was hard anyway, but sure.
No, it will be discussed, and we're not going to really break down the Britney Spears grab / all of that whole production, but he did have a pretty good game too, and even game one looked all right in my eyes, but a lot of Summer League stuff. Of course, what's going on with the 76ers, the big item is B-Ball Paul, and I know people love Pat Bev. I've always thought about Pat Bev being on the 76ers.
There's too much Pat Bev.
Yeah.
For a guy that's really not going to do much.
I'm just kind of curious on why people are over the top on anything 76ers with the names that are being returned. And I get it. You have to hit on some of these names because you can only do so much. You don't have any assets. You have really no money to spend under the cap. We'll see what happens with James Harden. But all in all, yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of positive conversation around the 76ers when I just think people are a little over the top. Dare I say it's coming out very process-like.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Because
I don't know
those years I wanted to bang my head off the wall. And I even saw somebody talking about it the other day saying, I really enjoyed the process years. The process years.
How could you enjoy the process years?
Yeah, they were a joke.
Unless you were a child, I guess.
We will talk.
But also, breaking news, Sean.
What do you got?
No more Wemby for the rest of the summer.
Why'd they shut him down?
Because isn't this been kind of the norm for top picks playing in the summer league? Just a couple of games, see what they got, just to get them in, and then done.
Excuse me, wrong too. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any issue with it. Again, I know you and I were talking about this pre-show, right? With DraftKings Sportsbook, that's where we get all our odds from. Be sure to use Brace's promo code. They have a special market on all things Wemby. And one of those numbers is, will Wemby score 40-plus points in any game? Yeah, so some other ways of getting involved with anything Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs. I'd just be really cautious because I don't think it's going to take much for them to say, that's it, shut them down. And they just renewed with Greg Popovich, 5 years, $80 million. They did that for a reason. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're not going to play him. I just feel like if he picks up a knock, they might say, you know what, we've got enough. Like, this team is not going to compete for an NBA championship this year. All right. I don't think
You don't think so?
I don't think Pop gives a damn about this in season tournament either. All right. So anything wagering on Victor, I would just hold up right now. But hey, look, we'll talk more about it. We got Sean Barnard. We got a jam-packed show. We got Sean Barnard. He's going to come up a little bit later on the show, 5:30. Jerrold Colton will get his thoughts and everything from the Sixers and B-Ball Paul. He knows him really well. Of course, Pat Bev.
So much B-Ball Paul talk.
A lot, right?
Good for him, and I'm glad the Sixers got him back, but way too much B-Ball Paul.
That's where we're at right now with this franchise. It's frustrating, but it's just the reality of the situation.
It's going to matter.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it could matter because when you see them bringing in guys like Mo Bamba, Paul, and Montrezl Harrell, my theory is, we're not playing Joel Embiid all that much this year, and I am fine with that.
Now, if you want to look at it in that way, yeah. But in terms of impact of, is it going to get them past the second round and into a championship? No. But is it going to?
In the totality of it, I think it could.
I mean, it's a small piece of it, but yeah, this could be them not playing Joel as much.
Correct.
During the regular season.
Yep.
He got his MVP. He tried for it, got it, and now play him. What, 60-something games, maybe?
Yeah. Well, no. Way under.
You think under even more?
60. He already does.
Well, that's because he's usually hurt for at least a short period of time.
I'm not lying to you. Last year, my stance was just shut him down from All-Star game until April, right? And then you get the April to mid-April before the playoffs start. 2 weeks of games, 4 to 5 games, playing them. When everybody shut it down to across the league, people aren't going crazy. That's when you get Joel back into the conditioning phase. I'm not lying. That's where I stand. Joel Embiid is the difference maker, right? I don't care if Damian Lillard comes to town. I don't care if they can make some other trades out there that nobody has them doing. It's about Joel Embiid. If this team wants to win an NBA championship, it's one player and one player only. It's Joel Embiid. That's it. So if Joel Embiid can be shut down and only play 45 games, I think that's the recipe for success getting this team to
45. Low. That is low.
What else?
I get the idea. I think you're going a bit overboard with how low that number is.
Absolutely.
But I think you're right in maybe they are getting set up to have an extended period of time or more games without Joel Embiid this season.
I would like to, since we do have an all-star game taking place here tomorrow and home run derby, ready to get going this evening. I love the home run derby. I do.
I love how we came back on vacation during the most dead period of sports.
Even better.
When we thrive in these situations. This is right in our wheelhouse.
I have a long list of conversational pieces that we're going to get in.
I watched 4 movies yesterday, so we can talk about any one of them if you want.
I watched the best.
There's Wimbledon going on. I can give you Wimbledon stuff.
You will get that Wimbledon minute coming up a little bit later in the show. Minute. I watched the greatest movie of all time yesterday. Do you know what that is? Greatest movie of all time.
You watched Goodfellas yesterday?
No, Few Good Men.
That's not the greatest movie.
Yes,
it's not the greatest movie.
I watched it. Let me tell you how.
After watching The Godfather recently, a few months ago, Godfather is certainly
it's too long.
It's not my favorite. Whoa, no, it's not too long. It's a perfect movie. Goodfellas is also a perfect movie.
The reason why The Godfather was so good, you're talking about the cinematic experience at that point in time, plus the names, the acting, all of that.
It's a great story.
I understand.
And it's a good thing that, I know there were 2 other parts to it afterwards, but Godfather 1 had a nice definitive conclusion to that story they were telling. Right. And you didn't need to give any more.
John Jansen is our resident movie expert here on The Gambler.
I tried to be.
Yeah, so I'm happy that
I saw more Wes Anderson. I did that. Some fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, good. I love that movie.
Great movie.
Yeah. Few Good Men, best movie. Anyways, we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Talk about a few good
I want to talk a little bit about the Phillies because, of course,
vibes are bad now.
They're
out of a playoff spot now. They lose 2 games.
All it takes is just that one loss.
2.
Two. Yeah, I get it. Saturday, I really didn't tune in too much. The 4:00 start. Was able to catch yesterday's game, unfortunately. When you watch a team, and you know where I stand on this team has luck, and they're finding ways to win games that they have no business doing. And Friday was one of those games where this team was down 3-1 in the 9th inning, and the next thing you know, they get a home run, and it's just unbelievable. The vibes are just through the roof. This team absolutely has the look of a team that can make a run come October. But what are they missing, right? Because I was talking to a gentleman down there who was a little bit older than me, and he's like,
this was an old guy.
Yeah, exactly. I said, this team's got the look. And he's like, you know what? You young guys, you guys get too enamored with all the new shiny objects out there. And I'm like, wait a minute, this team just went to the World Series. What are you talking about? And he's like, you know what he said first thing to me? Aaron Nola. You got confidence in Aaron Nola? And I'm like, well, I think Nola can have, a reemergence in the second half as that guy who he was, come down playoff crunch time last year in September where he stepped up in a big way. Why not? Let's get back to those big game moments.
Yeah, he can. So something like what happened yesterday, it's frustrating as hell. And so when I see everybody complaining about Nola, I completely understand it. He's given up the most home runs in the league.
Yeah, I don't think there's – if you want to complain about Aaron Nola, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, I think guys like Mark Henry Jr., I love him, but he's over
the top. I'm a Nola guy, but I think
over the top on the other side. Like, you can't say anything bad about him.
I think Nola certainly had problems this year. Now, the thing is, though, and I don't know, because now we're, at the All-Star break, and this has been a persistent issue, but there's got to be, at some point, regression with the amount of home runs that he's giving up.
He's dying
at some point. He is getting absolutely hammered by the home run. Yesterday was all home run. He got absolutely destroyed by home run.
Yeah.
And if that's the only issue, which it seems like it is, because all the other numbers look good, and it seems like the one issue is he gives up home runs. He's not even giving up that hard of contact, and it's not like his whiff percentage is terrible and his barrel percentage. Like, everything's good. It's just that he gives up home runs a lot. And I don't know if that's something that is going to continue or at some point it will regress. I will lean on the side of it's probably going to regress, but so far it's been his biggest issue.
Well, Corey Simon does a great job over at NBC Sports Philadelphia. He tweeted this out yesterday. Aaron Nola's day is done after 4 earned and 6 innings pitched. Enters the break. Now listen to this. With a 4.39 ERA, despite allowing one of the 10 lowest opponents' OBPs in all of baseball and fewer base runners per inning than his career.
It's amazing.
The problem obviously has been with the home run ball, which accounts for 34 of his 58 earned runs. So how can he start to?
That's a staggering number.
It really is. When you talk about career numbers, he's been doing it forever now.
But just how many runs he's given up just off of home runs is staggering.
You know, is he tipping pitches? What is going on? Is it a connection with him and JT? Are they not calling the right pitches in right moments? Is he missing his mark? I don't know, but he's given up the home run too consistent. And obviously that's what's really hurting him at this point in time and hurting the team because they're not able to win those games that he starts. Now, you need Aaron Nola. Look, my point is I'm not going to lose my – look, if they have empty pockets and blank checks and they could be a top 3, I don't even know, what are the Phillies as far as salary is concerned? Where are they?
I'm sure they're near the top 5.
Are they top 5?
Yeah. Turner certainly.
No, you're right.
Castellanos over $100 million. I think over $100 million.
Bryce Harper. Yeah, you're right. And then they went out and get Wheeler, of course. No, you're right.
And they even paid Walker a pretty good penny as well.
Is it the Yankee mentality? Is it the Met mentality where it's like, hey, if you're good enough, I don't give a damn. Just go ahead and sign the check. I hope it is. But I just think the reality of the situation
I don't
for
think
the Phillies, I don't believe that's how it's going to be. So I fully expect Aaron Nola to move on at the end of this year, and he's going to get a big check from somewhere.
Well, I hate to say that they have the farm system with loaded pitchers that are going to now. I know Andrew Painter was going to be this year, but it's in the next year or two. You're going to get almost 2 of these guys up, and those are going to be the guys that you probably rely on most instead of trying to pay Aaron Nola. So yeah, it maybe is getting to that point where Aaron Nola is going to be asking for more money than they're probably willing to pay. And they will be willing to let him go because they know at the other end of that are guys in the farm system that they actually have that have been really good. So this is one of the few circumstances where the Phillies actually have something waiting behind Nola.
And that's a good thing, right?
Absolutely. They haven't had that in a long time.
No. And, I just think, look, Aaron Nola is a guy that I want in my starting rotation because of what he's shown us in especially last year during stretch time in that September month, right? Into October. I know he wasn't perfect there, but I think you would want a guy like that because he's going to strike out 8 to 9 guys if he just eliminate that long ball, eliminate the home run. Easier said than done. He's a pretty damn good pitcher. I mean, he's a guy that you want out there starting a game in the playoffs, and that's what it comes down to. It's about beating the teams that are going to be in the playoffs, like the Atlanta Braves, who are having a dominant. I mean, they're what, 10 times better than they were last year, right? Yeah. I mean, this team is loaded. At the end of the
I know 10 times seems aggressive, but yes, they
really is. It really is. But you never know. The pressure adds up, and the next thing you know, the Phillies go down there and steal 1 or 2. And the same thing happened last year in the playoffs. Maybe it could happen again. I'm grasping. But I do like the way this team looks right now, really led by the fact of they find ways to win games in all situations. They have the look. And I came away on Friday fired up, loving this team. And you know what? I think that's the most important part. I know we're talking about a World Series. We're talking about winning a ring. But come on, man, it's July. Let's enjoy the run. And that Friday game, sitting around at the bar, they're trailing. It was a big series against the Marlins. They just swept the Rays. All that momentum coming into that game 1, and they're losing in the 9th inning and then come away with that win. I loved it, man. It was one of my favorite sports moments this year. It really was.
It was. But I think, where they're at the All-Star break right now, I am very comfortable with.
Yeah.
Their half came out. Their starting pitching has gotten better. Their bullpen, even with Alvarado out now on the IL.
That's
and
tough,
the good thing is they're getting Anthony Dominguez back. But even with Dominguez gone, and even at times Alvarado gone, they still have been one of the best bullpens in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
They had from pretty much from the month of June till the All-Star break now, they've had the best ERA in baseball, starting pitching staff and also bullpen. So their pitching staff in total has been the best in baseball.
Soto's nasty.
If that
Gambrel's in the All-Star game.
Right, and that's not always going to be there. Like that's not always going to be the case where every month you have the best ERA in baseball. But if they can be that way in September and October, then yeah, we have a Phillies team that is an NL contender, and they have a rotation and a bullpen that can keep up with the Braves, that can keep up with the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers, whoever else is going to be in the National League. Oh, and I mentioned the Diamondbacks and Dodgers because I have no idea which one's going to be better of the two. I have no idea if the Dodgers are good. I have no idea if the Diamondbacks are good. If Cincinnati's that good. The only team I know that is good is the Braves. And so if there is an opening there for a second team to take down the Braves or to be the NL contender, I think it's the Phillies because they at least have that one really special unit, and that's their pitching staff.
All right, at Fox PHL Gambler, I tweeted it out on Friday, and I know that they ended up losing the next two games. It's frustrating, but I mean, come on, man. Are we really going to lose our minds over losing a series
let's
in
lose
Miami?
Our minds. Yep. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm not going to do that.
I feel like Miami is always a curse for the Phillies.
It's a good team. They had good hitters, decent pitching, and they sent up Perez, which that's just due to the fact that the All-Star break and they want to keep him in the rotation in the
yeah.
Which makes
there was a whole lot of stuff about that, but yeah, I think the Phillies with the injuries and all the things that have happened to them, and especially in Miami, it's good that I think they're done with Miami and can move on.
I agree with that.
Harper got hit in the elbow. Jose Alvarado is on the IL 15 now. And what else? Stott got hit too. It piled up. I feel like that's happened a lot.
We have Luke Arcaini, our all things Phillies and MLB insider. We'll talk All-Star game activities with him. Of course, the All-Star or the Home Run Derby tonight. And just as far as if he's in agreement with the Phillies and what they need to do here coming up at the deadline of any possible trade. And what is his thoughts on Aaron Nola? It's got to be fair to criticize him. Right, he hasn't been that good when, I know it comes down to the home run ball, but you need him to keep it under. Like, I get it. This offense doesn't show up and give you 5 runs in his start. Understood. I wish this offense would explode for 11, but that didn't happen. But guess what? I'm not taking him off the hook. He's making a ton of money. He's supposed to be the ace. He's supposed to be the number one guy out there. We'll go in there and mow him down and hold the Marlins to under 3. If your team can only muster 4 runs, you got to hold them to 3.
Sanchez can do it.
Yeah. So, anyway, we got Luke Arcaini. I also want to ask him about. I saw a tweet. David Murphy, who used to call. I don't know what he does over there. The Inquirer knows. He used to cover the Phillies for the Inquirer, and he still writes for the Inquirer.
I think he's a columnist.
Yeah, he does sports, and he had a take on what Stott has been looking like from the statistical.
I did see that.
Yeah, and Stott's been amazing. And when you lump his numbers up and you look at second basemen across the league, Stott's one of the better ones. And if we project what he can do in the years coming up, Stott's going to be a fixture at that second base position for the Phillies. But Bone at third base, I think everybody loves Bone, right? Definitely a fan favorite. Can we say the same about him? I think he had an interesting angle on that. Good tweet from David Murphy. So we'll get Luke Arcaini's thoughts on that. All right. Look, he's coming up here at 3:35. I do want to squeeze this in, though, because we do have some things going on. First of all, Wimbledon, does it rain all the time over there? No,
I don't ever remember it being this bad.
This is ridiculous.
There's rain everywhere, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Even here in Philadelphia, 4 inches.
Yeah, yesterday there was so much rain. I was trying to drive back from baseball brunch. There was so much rain. It was, 76 was flooded and 476. I lost the rim of my tire. And yesterday I was like, I got out of my car. I was like, what the heck happened? And I guess it might have been just driving through all of this, big floods.
If you need a new hubcap, I got a place for you.
Do you? Because I need that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I brought it up because I do need that.
There's a place in Umbria over there in
Nice.
in Manayunk, and I will swing by. All right. So I was on vacation. Let me squeeze this in because this is hysterical. I was rolling, literally LLing at the replies and just the original tweet. So Saturday night, go out and rookie Sean, first time at the Jersey Shore, apparently. We went to this restaurant and it's right in Avalon. Forgive me the name of the place. Popolo, I want to say it's right on the main drag, right on Landis. And we go there. So get in there. Boom. Waiter walks up. BYOB. I said, "Oh man,
love a good BYOB."
I didn't know this. Nobody told me this. We kind of made it happen. It was really.
How do you not know?
You
don't figure this out ahead of time?
No, because it was my daughter, 3.5 years old. She's a rock star, but she crashed hard Thursday night and Friday night. I'm talking. We had all these plans. We'll putt. We'll go here. We'll go to the arcade. 6 o'clock, 6:30. Ow, toast. Snoozing hard. Like she went hard at the beach. She was such a rock star. But when it was time to crash, she crashed. So we just go about it with her. And anybody has a kid, you understand it. So Saturday comes along. We had an aunt and uncle come through it, and they went and had a reservation at this place. Love for you to join us if you can. Kendall felt good. We made it happen. We get there. BYO. So I run down to the liquor store, come back. My wife ordered for me, and she ordered chicken parm, right? And I'm like, this is great. So the chicken parm comes out literally when I'm walking in. It was perfect timing.
Oh, that's great.
It was great.
What'd you get? You got to get a nice bottle of wine.
Yeah, we got 2 bottles. I got a bottle of Chardonnay, a bottle of Pinot Gris.
Nice.
I didn't want to mess it up. I just went with the white. That was it. So, of course, when you get a chicken parm, what do you got to do? You got to tweet Bucci us. So I tweet Bucci. I said, "Hey, yo, Bucci, talk to me." And I gave the green check mark. And oh my goodness, his reply back was hysterical. First of all, if you go check it out, you'll see everything you need to know when it comes to this picture of the chicken parm.
I mean, it looked good.
It was outstanding.
Yeah.
But Bucci roasted everybody. And he said, "Toad the wet cutlet. Hashtag rain delay. Hashtag drink." Because there was a little excess water underneath the pasta. That thing was incredible. Perfect, nice cutlets, the right amount of cheese, seasoning, everything was excellent. I didn't even know because I just took the picture, tweeted it out, took the phone back in my pocket and was just eating. Didn't pull it back out until I got home a little bit later and was dying at some of the replies. The rain delay was hysterical for me because I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't even notice the water there. And then I got a couple people checking out. All I want is a spoon. Soup City.
Soup City is the one I saw.
Sauce on the ocean. Oh my goodness. It just people were roasting me. Dude tried to hit you with water plate. I was crying laughing at some of these replies, man. But Bucci, he's the chicken parm king. So anytime you order, you got to go ahead and get the seal of approval, thumbs up, thumbs down. Most of the time, he's giving me a thumbs
I would never do that. I would never post food in the timeline.
Oh,
because I'm always afraid because that's one where you get roasted really bad. I remember one time. Do you remember that? Oh, I know, but that's the thing because everybody's just going to roast now. Everybody wants to be Gordon Ramsay and just start roasting plates. And so I remember Lincoln Riley posted that picture of the brisket, and it looked dry, looked terrible.
In the desert.
I know, but even if it looked halfway decent, they were going to just crush him anyway. So I'm very hesitant to post food.
Lincoln Riley cooked that brisket for about 14 hours too long, man. that thing was spitting dust. Good grief. That thing's legendary.
That wasn't great.
How about Trey Wingo? With the steak from
that looked gross.
That's the best one. It looked like it came. The replies there. It looks like it was in a muffler. Oh goodness! It looked like
a bunch of tar around it. It was disgusting.
Anyways,
I bet it was great.
It really was. And as I said, it is Polpo Avalon. POLPO Avalon.com. Very nice place. I will tell you that right now. But bring your own bottle of wine. All right. It is BYOB. All right, I
love a good BYOB.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, of course, we went to, Mike's. What's the place right next to Mike's? Carmine? Is that it right there too on the water? I want to say BYOBs. Oh, you don't go to Avalon?
No, that's for the high end.
It is the best shore town, hands down. They always have electricity. All right, great restaurant, and let me just tell you right now, the finest of the fine. You know what I mean. Anyways, daily ticket.
Avalon ain't bleep.
Yeah, all right.
They're better short towns than that. I don't even want to do that because everybody starts getting mad about, oh, this is my short town.
I mean, I'm just saying, at least the lights are on. You don't have to worry about that, right? Everybody's all fired up about Wildwood. It's like, oh, look what just happened. Anyways, I kid.
Do you, kid?
I do.
Oh, they have a cacio pepe on the pasta menu there.
Oh, it was unbelievable. So good. All right, we will dial up Luke Arcaini. We'll get back over to the Phillies. There was a draft. How about this? A Major League Baseball draft, and the Phillies look like they hit a home run with their selection. We'll find out from Luke Arcaini his thoughts on the recent Philadelphia Phillies draft pick. Come on down. And a lot to discuss with him about tonight's home run derby. Make a selection there. I'm going with the favorite, Pete Alonso, once again, DraftKings Sportsbook, where we're getting our numbers from. I believe he's at plus 310. I would imagine that number is going to come down a little bit as it creeps up around 8 p.m. So if you're going to wager on Pete Alonso, you might as well do it now and get the best number possible. But can Vlad Guerrero Jr. get it going again like we did, 2 years ago? Julio Rodriguez, the hometown guy. I believe Rushman, if I'm not mistaken, is from the area as well, the Portland area.
Rutschman's got some pop, too. I feel like he's going to be such an underrated player.
21 out of his 25 from the left side of the plate you don't see it happen too often. As far as switch hitters are concerned in the home run derby. So we got a guy that's batting first time or taking place in his first home run derby. So again, Randy Rosarena, he hits the ball a ton. Mookie Betts seems to be a decent play that I see a lot of people talking about. Luke Arcaini's going to join us on your side. It's a daily ticket. Just get warmed up. It's good to be back after this.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, Total Traffic, Philadelphia.
Watch for a crash in West Kellam Township, Kings Highway at Mount Airy Road. Also one in Whitping Township, skip back Pike at Crestline Drive. Get up on the Schuylkill Westbound University, T.J. Barton Boulevard to Belmont. Down Montgomery Drive to South. All right, to tell Total Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has big savings on everything you need for school. And right now, save up to $250 on select computers at Staples. School savings are always in session. In-store only. Offer ends July 29th. See an associate for details. School on, save on at Staples.
It's Betty from Barbera.
Yep. Josh Peterson.
Supplies list.
New Jeeps, 25 to 35,000, right? Well, not today.
He was in the, I think the U.S.
One Chrysler Land. Talk about great Jeep value. How about a new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, barely broken in for $15,000?
Yeah,
$15,990, and I'm dead serious. At Barbera's all new Jeeps and Truck Center. Over 50 new Jeeps and trucks, like this Grand Cherokee Limited original window sticker, $30,000 to $35,000, and your price $15,990, and you get the full bounce of the new car warranty, new car financing.
I remember last year,
your new Grand Cherokee Limited from just $15,990, and don't you pay a penny more somewhere else. Don't you do that? Instant credit, well, you got it. The highest trading allowance, you got it at just one place. Barbera's all new Jeeps and Truck Center at Beck and the Boulevard. You're going to find over 50 new, ready to roll Jeeps and trucks for about half the original price at just one place. Gary Barbera's #1 Chrysler Land. So let me ask you, is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
In this week's Marketers Report, Spanioletta, Global Chief Marketing Officer, Direct to Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on building trust.
Would all have to be
trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, listed influencers, and data.
That was the time that I remember last year, the 5 o'clock hour, we had to move a lot of things around.
Have you ever noticed that
if that's the case, we think it's that's easy.
You can see everything, including dust.
So much dust.
And that more dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe. Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors. Ultra thick pads that trap dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day,
and dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
Jake from State Farm here to answer your what ifs.
What if I need a policy, but
an agent can help you choose?
Yeah.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
People who suffer from long-term chronic joint pain spend so much of their time acting, putting up a carefree front. It's exhausting.
I was really tired of trying to act like I wasn't in pain because I was in pain all the time.
Rick Rawlings didn't want everyone else to know that he was coping with agonizing shoulder pain 24/7.
Yes, I had to put on a face to cover up my pain.
But then Rick found QC Kinetics, offering new lasting treatments for joint pain using natural biologics. Treatments designed to restore and repair joint tissue with no drugs, no surgery, no
Oh my God. So that Shazam movie,
I am
right?
very glad. It
It's
changed
based
my
in
life.
Philly.
In the QC
And
Kinetics.
so they were doing a bunch of pandering, and they played freaking
Cranky Rick is
A-OK.
gone. He's not grouchy anymore.
No more acting. Feel
that
like yourself again with a call to QC Kinetics.
Yeah,
Call
the
QC
Shazam
Kinetics.
Fury guys.
215-999-3000. That's 215-999-3000. 215-999-3000.
Wendy's is
But yeah, it's based in
Friday
Philly,
night
and they were just
so
doing a
you
bunch of
can
pandering
get
and
craving
pandering
and
with
go
Philly.
night mode. Now all of your favorite menu items just got their.
No, you don't. Don't check it out. It is
You can
terrible.
get what you want even later with the Baconator with 6
What can you tell me about this guy we drafted?
Stay duo. If you're up later, then so are we. So go ahead and pull through the drive-thru. When the craving hits, go night mode at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. All right, see ya later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary.
Try Syntec High Mileage Full Synthetic Motor Oil to help high mileage engines run better for longer. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Auto Parts. Turn your home into restricted airspace.
Yeah, save the side talk for on air.
Inverted. The new Raid Essentials light trap plugs into the wall and uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes. Its 24/7 continuous attraction provides insecticide-free protection that's people and pet friendly. Consider air service interrupted. New Raid Essentials light trap. Insecticide-free protection.
Hey man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No, call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com.
You know this song?
No.
I didn't think you would.
I don't think I've ever.
You should know this song. Everybody needs to know this song moving forward because this song is the Phillies theme song for 2023. I've just called it.
How is this the theme song?
Because
you got to have a reasoning for it, an explanation.
Because it's Prince. All right.
That's a good start.
Baby. Come on.
So you're saying they have to add this to the
You
rotation?
got that look. You see what I did there? You
It
got
sounds
that
good.
look. Yes. 2000.
Are you trying to replace Dancing on My Own again?
Yeah.
Are they even still doing that?
We're pushing that song out. 2023 theme song for the Fightins. You Got the Look by Prince and Sheena Easton, who I believe. No, I won't say that on air because I'm not trying to kill anyone. I don't know if she's
Excuse
alive. Prince, rest in peace, though. I'm safe.
Yeah.
saying that.
Gosh. What is wrong with you?
All right, we got some draft talk
First,
coming
you got
our
jokes
way.
about power outages, and now it's
Well,
trying
I am.
to kill people
I'm
off.
feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Are you?
Oh, dude, I worked out today. I was lifting 10-pound weights today. I'm back.
So no more of this back pain thing?
No, the back is still there. My finger's still numb. Yeah.
So nothing's changed. You just
No, it's definitely changed.
Okay.
I swung a golf club yesterday for the first time with no pain. Now I'm worried about swinging a golf club and, my back going out on Monday at our golf outing, swinging and dinging Fox Sports The Gambler golf outing, which will have more details, and shout out to all of our great sponsors. But of course, I want to talk to Luke Arcaini, all things Phillies and MLB insider for us here in The Gambler. And we got ourselves an all-star break to discuss, home run derby, all-star game. I do want to mention this, though. And John, you know this guy. His name is Trent, right?
Yeah.
Trent, the game. He's built such a following over the years. And
it's cool to see it from the ground up too. When he first started it,
he's a degenerate. He was a true degenerate.
Yeah.
He posted a video today that was priceless. It was worth every dollar that he dropped. Now he's making a killing. He's got a great following. So, when he drops $500 on a jersey, it's gonna pay off because of the AdSense and all that. So I'll just give you the cliff notes. He goes to this MLB All-Star deal up in Seattle, and they had a Fanatic Square, the fanatics.com, Michael Rubin and all that. They had like their whole little setup, and they had
a bunch of signed jerseys.
You can buy, and then they had random jerseys in boxes. They had a list of names that were in there. They were signed jerseys, but you were rolling the dice. It was perfect, right? So there was 3 boxed left, and they were very generic looking boxes, and you just didn't know what he was going to get. He was hopeful it was Shohei Ohtani, but he was like, man, I'm going to walk away with some stiff, some bum. He knew it was coming. Anyway, so he unboxes. He goes back. It was $500. He goes back to his hotel room, rips it open, and he thinks for a second because he sees red and the Angels. He thinks it's the Shohei Ohtani.
I think he got the jackpot.
Possible Trout, whatever it may be. And the next thing you know, it was Noah Syndergaard. And the reaction and the video and the comments are worth every bit of your time to get over to the timeline and go check that out. I tweeted.
How is there even a Noah Syndergaard jersey?
That's what I was saying. Dude, Michael Rubin's got it. Just because of how good that video was, Fanatics got to send him a shot. Yeah, they got to buck up and send him something, man. But
Noah Syndergaard played in Los Angeles for like a week. And then he was on the Phillies.
I was dying. Shout out to Trent, man. Good stuff out
That's
there.
Unbelievable.
Keep the content coming. And speaking of the content, over at TheLiveryLine.com, covering the team that has the look. Luke Arcaini joining us right now on the Gambler Hotline.
The look of a disappointing team.
Well, Luke, let's just jump right into it, man. Where do you stand on this team? One day we're all fired up. We sweep the Rays. They roll into Miami, hit a home run in the 9th inning. We're all fired up. Next thing you know, they lose back-to-back games, and now everybody's off the bandwagon again. I can't beat the up and down right now with this fan base.
Yeah, well, I mean, first things first, if you hop off the bandwagon after 2 away losses before the All-Star break, after they win 13-something straight on the road, I don't really think anyone wants you back on, honestly. But yeah, no, I think they obviously didn't have the best last 2 games. Bats struggled, pitching struggled a tad. But I think they showed a lot in those last few weeks, even over the last month. So really, since the beginning of June, they've been playing some really solid baseball, getting all the way back up to now 7 or 8 games over 500, going into the All-Star break, which is better than they were last year. And I know it's not always great to compare, but their record at the All-Star break last year is better this year than it was. Obviously, the run differential is the big difference in that. They're around like 8 or 9 runs over, I believe, right now, compared to around 60-ish last year, which is definitely a huge jump. But I don't really think that's anything to be concerned about at this moment in time.
No, and I'm right there with you on that one. Let's get to maybe something we should be concerned about. We've talked about this guy a lot over the years, and especially this year. And I went and read a tweet by Corey Seidman that really broke it down about how good Noah's been, but at the end of the day, he's not getting the job done because of the home run. He is giving up a ton. I believe he's 34 of his 58 earned runs have been at the result of the home run.
That's crazy.
It really is.
What if you put the league average, like giving up home runs, the league average, and slap that on Aaron Nola and took away the most in the league? Where would his numbers be then?
It's crazy.
I mean, he would be probably a top 10 to 15 pitcher in the National League with those numbers.
The question I have for you, Luke, is this. Can he improve on that? What could he do different? Is it something so easy where it's location? Is he tipping his pitch? Should they be going after or not, pitching to the power hitters or whatever it may be? Just, the 30,000 view from you as far as the home run ball that's just been plaguing Aaron Nola. Can he do something different in the second half this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it almost comes down to being as simple as not throwing bad pitches. And it sounds stupid and it sounds simple, but that's what's happening with a lot of his home runs. I mean, 2 of his home runs yesterday were just fastballs right over the plate, which is something you can't do in professional baseball, especially when you have guys that are hitting in the cleanup spot and these guys in the middle of the order. I know one of their home runs yesterday was a guy later in the order, but you can't keep throwing fastballs down the plate. You can't keep hanging off speed pitches right down the plate, and you can't keep making the same mistakes, which is something that you didn't always see from Nola in the past. I think Nola's struggles in the past always used to be kind of a bunch of almost different things. One day he would be struggling with something, and then the next day he would be having different issues. And this year it's really just all coming down to the home run, which Aaron Nola should not be leading the league in home runs allowed. That is not something I thought I would ever see. I don't think that's something anyone ever thought they would see. It really just comes down to throwing better pitches, which doesn't seem like an answer that really should be said, but sometimes it's just that simple.
Well, it's frustrating for a lot of Phillies fans out there, and I guess the big picture question I would have for you to follow up there is this. How should we discuss Aaron Nola? I feel like there are people that are positive, way too positive on the one side, that just have his back no matter what. And then I feel like there are people that are just going to bang that drum. Aaron Nola's the worst. Get him off my team.
There are people that are just not going to like Nola. Yeah.
So, I'm in the middle, right? This happens a lot. Politics, life, sports, Aaron Nola. I'm in the middle. You crazy all over the place. I'm in the freaking middle.
Sean on the fence brace.
I'm the normal guy here, all right?
That's where you should be.
You're damn right.
That is the right thing to do. Don't be the guy on Twitter that is defending Nola after he allows 5 home runs.
You can't
in a game.
No, yesterday you couldn't.
Don't be the guy that's ripping on him after he strikes out 12. Both of them are annoying. How you should evaluate any player is how they're playing. If they're playing good, they're playing good. If they're playing bad, they're playing bad. And I get it. It's a contract year for Nola. And I know everyone wants him to be great because we've seen how great he can be. But sometimes he stinks and sometimes he's great. It's okay for both to be true.
Yeah, I think frustrating is just the best way to put it. I mean, it's frustrating because we know he's doing great. It's just these mistakes continue to pile up. And they're just a few mistakes. I'm with you, Luke. I think it's just a few mistakes each game, and that's what's killing him. But I do want to go to the lineup because Bryson Stott's having this great year. And obviously, Rob Thompson likes to platoon. And so Bryson Stott still isn't getting that many starts against left-handed pitching. But he's been tremendous. So this is more of a question of how great has Bryson Stott been to you through the first half of the year and into the All-Star break? And should he just be the everyday guy instead of trying to platoon him like Thompson did? I think at one point it may have been a good idea, but now it just seems like it's trying too hard.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, having Josh Harrison in the lineup, he's played, I would say, a little more than I think people would have wanted him to play. But I think Bryson Stott is going to eventually turn into a guy that plays every day. And realistically, when it comes down to it, the Phillies have played, close to 90 games now. They're, why can't I find the record? 48-41. So they're 89 games into this season. Bryson Stott's played 83. So he's missed 6 games this year, which doesn't seem right, but it is. He's missed 6 games and they've played about 3 months, right? 3-4 months-ish into this season. He's been fantastic. I mean, he's already matched the amount of hits that he had all last season at 100 hits. He's 4 doubles shy. He's 3 home runs shy. He's hitting .301 on the year. He's tied for Nick Castellanos for the team lead right now, I believe. I saw someone say this the other day, and it couldn't be more true. Anyone that's watched baseball for a while knows that there's a difference between elite players in baseball and just baseball players. And Bryson Stott is just a downright baseball player. He just puts the ball in play. He finds hits every game, no matter the pitcher, no matter the situation. He's been fantastic this year when he's gotten down 0-2 in the count, 1-2 in the count, which is something really good to see and something that is big for a lineup like this because we haven't had a ton of that this year. There's been a lot of strikeouts from guys. Obviously, we know with Schwarber and even with Nick Castellanos, but Bryson Stott's hitting .280 on an 0-2 count. He's hitting .280 with a 1-2 count. And with a 3-2 count, he's hitting 324 with an 95 OPS.
Wow. That's where he had a lot of success last year, if I remember correctly, too.
Yes.
He was really good.
He's just starting to turn into the clutch player and the clutch infielder that this team needs and every team needs. And listen, obviously, if you want that big home run hitter, you're going to go to Harper. You're going to go to Schwarber, right? But there's not many players on this team right now that if you need a base hit in the bottom of the ninth inning that I'm going to go to over Bryson Stott.
Yeah.
Honestly, Bryson Stott might be at the top of the list.
Yeah, I wish you could have said that when everybody was bashing Rob Thompson for taking Stott out because there was a lefty to put in Harrison, and everybody was going nuts about that. But that is even a larger question, outside of the Bryson Stott thing, because Rob Thompson's lineups have been criticized a lot. So after the first half, are there any adjustments you think he should be making? Because I think one of the more disappointing aspects of the Phillies have been the lineup because they haven't been hitting home runs. Obviously, Harper hasn't really been Harper. But what can Rob Thompson do, or what do you think Rob Thompson should do in the second half of the season? What adjustments could be made?
Honestly, I don't see him changing much. I don't think Schwarber's going anywhere out of the leadoff spot, which I agree with. I think he should stay right there.
185 batting average. 185.
The Phillies are also 30 games over 500 since Kyle Schwarber's been here and been in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So listen, I'm not a batting average guy in the first place, except if it's good. Obviously, we all know how that works. You use stats when they're good, not when they're bad. But yeah, I don't see him changing much. The only thing I could really think of is maybe they would flip Real Muto and Stott in the lineup. I wouldn't mind seeing that, getting Bryson Stott up there higher, like hitting behind Nick Castellanos and being up there with more guys on base. But honestly, I don't see a ton changing. I think obviously we've seen the inconsistencies, but at the same time, this lineup's been working. I don't see a ton for them to change right now.
Yeah, it's hard to argue there. And we'll see what happens in the second half with the Titans. But right now, DraftKings Sportsbook, that number has increased since the last time I checked it before I went on vacation. I want to say it was right around minus 165. Phillies to make playoffs on the yes, minus 200 on the no, plus 165. So things are moving in the right direction as far as odds are concerned. We shall see. Luke Arcaini joining us right now. All things Phillies and MLB insider for us right here on the game. We'll be sure to check out all his content over at thelibertyline.com. Let's go ahead and talk a little about tonight's home run derby. You got to play for us. I'll tell you straight. I'm going with the favorite. I'm going with Big Pete. I think a freak like that who's going to be, doing the weights behind the scenes, and he just knows what it takes to be there. Hey, he's a dork that won 2 times already too. All right, so
he has
plus 310. The dork will be in the final. I'll guarantee that right now. Who you riding with?
See, I really like Julio Rodriguez tonight at home.
Wow,
he's at plus 450 right now. Another guy that he's just been popping out at me every time I look at the odds is the man that is in last place in odds, the 8th seed in the home run derby, Orioles catcher Adley Rutschman. Couldn't tell you why. I have absolutely no reason behind it, but I feel like maybe the young blood kind of just goes on a run tonight, and I think there's huge value there. He's at plus 1,700 right now on DraftKings. Definitely my thing. And if I'm going to pick those two to win it, you might as well throw them in the final together. Julio and Rutschman to be in the finals together is plus 2,200 on DraftKings. So I've been messing around there a little bit. One more play as well that I do like a lot for tonight. I think there's going to be some bombs hit tonight. And the over-under on DraftKings for longest home run is at 490.5. And the over's at plus 120 right now. So I think it's you kind of have to, right? You're rooting for a long home run plus money. So that's also something that I'm going to be looking at tonight as well.
All right. So.
Should they revert back to the old home run derby? Do you like the timing thing? I don't like the timing thing.
What?
Yeah, no, I do like the old, how many outs was it? 10?
10.
10 outs. I did like that.
You know how it works, man. We're on a pitch clock.
I know, but I loved Josh Hamilton. They just let him cook.
Yeah.
Just let the guy cook. Don't rush him. Now it's just I don't even know what the rules are because you're supposed to wait for the ball to drop, and nobody waits for the ball to like go into the stands.
Tonight is the first time since 2015 they're going back to like the old rules. So it's I forget what exactly.
What is even the old rule? I thought that was the new rule.
Hey, let's squeeze this in real quick because I meant to ask you. The Phillies ended up drafting a gentleman by the name of Aiden Miller with the 27th overall pick in last night's MLB draft. Your thoughts, Luke Arcaini?
Yeah, so the first thing that sticks out is his bat. He's been obviously he came like right out of high school. He was a fantastic hitter in his 3 years that he really played. He got hurt his senior year in his hand, but they said that's not an issue. Throughout his first 3 years in high school, he was 72 for 187 with 8 home runs, 47 RBIs, 15 doubles, and a 1.176 OPS. And I know we talked about this before, but every single article that I have read about Aiden Miller has said he has one of the biggest legs of any baseball player that has ever.
Just one leg? That's a little awkward. He's only got one big leg?
Legs.
Hello.
Two big legs. Big guy, big bat. He has
Talk about that big leg.
Crazy bat speed.
Woo! Wait, so all right, when we talk about big legs, are we talking about calves? Are we talking about thighs? What's going on here?
They're saying everything. He's got big thighs, big calves, everything, man. I don't know. But that means power. That means power at the plate. And I love it.
Hey man, I'll talk about calves or thighs all day. You know, Mark Pryor was the guy that jumps off.
Oh, wait. We're about to get into thigh season when we start getting the training camp and all the running backs and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be thigh season.
Mark Pryor was a big boy. Yeah, man. That's I'm always down for calf talk or leg talk when it comes to potential prospects, but funny stuff. Luke, you're going once again with Rushman. Good luck to you this evening. As always, sir, great to have you here, getting us updated on all things Phillies. And look, again, I'm not a guy that just throws things up against the wall, but here it is. This is the theme song of 2023. The Phillies, they got that look, baby. We're going back to the World Series. Red October.
How long are you going to push this to try and be the song before you give it a rest?
Luke, do you like it?
Listen, I'm in. They have to look.
They got the look. Luke Arcaini. As long as I got his vote, that's all I need. Always a pleasure, Luke. Enjoy the home run there. We'll catch you later this week, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
My man, there he is. Once again, Luke Arcaini from thelibertyline.com. Baby. So I want to say this. Many, many moons ago, I got harassed over this one because I walked in to the Pittsburgh Penguins locker room. And this is when I was at the other station. I was actually a producer for the big guy.
The big dog?
And I go, yo, all I know is Sidney Crosby. Dude, he's got a boost.
Dude, whoa.
Yeah, and I'm talking like wide hips. Sidney Crosby never, like if you looked at him, if you caught him with no pads walking down the street, you would just never think like he was a top-notch athlete. Now, I understand hockey players, much different ball game. You want to talk about thighs, you want to get into thigh talk, hockey players, right? They got to be up there. At Avalon over the weekend, it was like 1,000 dudes from rugby all over the freaking country. They were down there. And I saw monster legs. Nobody's getting leg day if you're playing. Who plays rugby? You're out of your mind if you play rugby.
You're out of your mind if you play rugby.
Dude, they had girls, all girls teams down there, right? We were walking by. I see this one group of girls. These girls were monsters. And then I kept walking down and seeing like all these other girls, these teams. I saw Kutztown. And these guys, God bless them. I'm like, yo, ladies, you need to pack it up because they were nothing compared to that other team. I don't know if they played better. I didn't say it to them. Apparently, they have a great rugby team.
Is that one where you look at like whether like an 8th grade CYO game and you just see one team that's just full of
correct
like 300-pound kids?
Physical sport, man. Just maniacs.
I saw it. It was on a brunch. There was some baseball brunch at a community live. For some reason, above the TV, there was a bunch of rugby being played on the TV, and it was terrifying to watch. I mean, they were hitting the crap out of each other.
Nuts. Rugby players are crazy, and then you had all girls teams. It's nuts. Anyways, and it just reminded me talking about the calf stock and just as far
big calf guy.
Oh, calf guy all day. I'll break down. Whether or not you look like the player, you look like the part. But Sidney Crosby, man, you want to talk about just a dude who just was.
I'm afraid to look. But should I just look up like best looking calves in sports or whatever?
Saquon Barkley's. I don't know calves. I would rather talk about thighs.
Thighs,
right?
okay. Yeah.
I'd rather break down.
See
thighs.
now I put that in and I'm getting absolutely inappropriate stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
Let me just do NFL. Best looking thighs in NFL.
There you go. It's Saquon Barkley all day, every day.
I think it is Saquon.
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, we'll continue the calf talk and
yeah, AJ Dillon is a good one.
Oh,
AJ Dillon. Yeah,
they're just monsters. We'll talk about that on the other side. I know Jerrold Colton will have a take on the calf talk as well. Kid.
Yeah, Mike Davis.
30, and then we'll talk 76ers NBA Summer League. Wemby. What was Sean Barnard's thoughts on Wemby's game 2? Got a lot to get to.
This Gio Barnard, big thigh guy. I wouldn't have guessed that. No, it's impressive. Running backs, apparently.
We got some other dumb things that I got to get into specifically since we're mentioning calf talk and all that. But if we're not going to talk about dumb stuff, I do want to bring this up because starting tomorrow.
You want to talk about dumb stuff like coming across the headline of watermelon crushing Dylan says he's got strongest thighs. AJ Dillon.
I do want to bring this up because we will be rolling out the 1-and-1. We're going to do one NFL and one college football topic per day starting tomorrow. Of course, till we get to training camp. So we got a long way to go. But I'll be mixing in one topic from the college and the NFL ranks right here in the Daily Ticket. I know that excites John Jansen. And you know what? We figured why not just pepper you with, of course, one that we can get into today. And since you're a Heisman Trophy voter, I figured why not discuss a little Heisman Trophy with you. I also have something from the NFL, which it seems like DeAndre Hopkins has finally narrowed down where the hell he's going to end up. That's taking forever. So let's talk some NFL and college football on the other side. A little 1-and-1. We're having some fun here. It's the Daily Ticket. We're back. Don't go more after this.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
None of y'all told me that Auto Trader has millions of new and used cars.
So you already got that Phil Steele?
I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with Auto Trader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on Auto Trader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto Trader.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of tiny little germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril.
Like, what's going on, man? Why? I go, how many posts have you posted?
Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Doug, a verified user who writes, I had difficulty for years breathing through my nose. After using Navage, my whole breathing has changed.
I can be a writing whore.
And no more stuff. It's an amazing product, unquote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
It's just hard. It's really hard.
He's staring at a Reese's
you do. Oh, you do. It's just.
In short, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm onto something. Reese's.
You'd do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
The Phillies have placed pitcher Jose Alvarado on the 15-day IL with elbow inflammation. Over to the MLB draft this afternoon, the team has selected IMG Academy outfielder Tayshaun Walton. That was 130th overall. NBA Summer League 76ers take on the Mavericks tonight. And Tuesday's All-Star Game starters have been announced. Yankees ace Garrett Cole takes the hill for the American League. Arizona's Zach Gallen starts for the NL. I'm Scott Davidson.
Staples Total Support Plans are your tech plans for the unplanned with 24/7 PC protection against bugs, cracks, and hacks. Plans start as low as $199.99, plus now get up to $250 off select computers. In-store only. Offer ends July 29th. See an associate for details. Protect your tech at Staples.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Heads up, we've got a crash on Whitpain Township to Cal Pike at Township Line Road. Traffic's being directed around the scene. Also one in West Calhoun Township at Kings Highway and Mount Airy Road. Schuylkill westbound Jan University to Girard and Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound heavy Girard to South. The Vine Expressway tied up both ways. Schuylkill to Broad. 95 northbound, so Allegheny up to Bridge. Southbound Jan Ridley Park to the Commodore Barry. Blue Route northbound backed up 95 to Route 1 and southbound, so Broomall to Media Swarthmore. Larry Tutela, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's BOGO $1 deal. Wendy's BOGO $1 deal is back at participating Wendy's. Buy a Dave single, spicy chicken sandwich, 10-piece nugs, or medium frosty, and get another for $1. Double your deliciousness. Hurry, this BOGO deal won't last.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Manar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring sonic branding, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Jake from State Farm here to answer your what if.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find a repair shop with our shop referral program. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Turn your home into restricted airspace. Tell incoming flights you want them diverted. The new Raid Essentials light trap plugs into the wall and uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes. Its 24/7 continuous attraction provides insecticide-free protection that's people and pet friendly. Consider air service interrupted. New Raid Essentials light trap, insecticide-free protection.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save. Right now, get up to 40% off select bathroom faucets and vanities. Plus, buy Southwire Romex Simple 12-gauge indoor wire at our everyday low price of $109. Head to your local Lowe's or visit us at Lowe's.com for more deals you can't beat. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. About 7/6 through 7/12 while supplies last. Selection varies by location, U.S. only.
O'Reilly.
Stay cool this summer with AC Pro and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get a $15 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after mail-in rebate with the purchase of select AC Pro ready-to-use refrigerant products that include a hose and cage. Beat the heat before you hit the road with AC Pro at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Have you had a disruption in your high school education and are looking for a way to get back on track? The tuition-free Fortis program at Liguori Academy could be a great fit for you. Students in the Philadelphia area ages 15 to 21 with 13.5 credits or less are eligible to apply to the Accelerated High School program. The Liguori Academy offers flexible schedules and is ready to help you earn your high school diploma and work
Right, so I've done a hash trying to get phone
571
calls. I've done my stuff.
1952 or visit liguriaacademy.com and search Fortis program.
Your home for Villanova basketball is WTAS and WD273D, Fox Sports Radio Philadelphia. Now's your chance to win
Everyone, I would
$1,000.
say, hey, man, you know,
Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bang. That's bang.
Enter now.
You heard the man. Get over to FoxPHLGambler.com and enter the keyword for your chance to win $1,000. Once again, FoxPHLGambler.com.
Oh, say it ain't so, Johnny. The great man, Dead and Company.
I thought you were talking about Weezer.
No.
Say it ain't so.
I like you did that. I like what you did there. It's the final hurrah for Dead and Company this upcoming weekend.
I trapped my group that I was with when I went on vacation into a Dead and Company day.
How about that? Good for you.
Yeah.
Now, apparently,
all I do is put on the Philly album they did, the live thing they did
so
last year.
good,
Yeah.
so good.
I just play that all the time.
So, Dead and Company will be making their final stop in San Francisco this weekend. I believe it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You want to go?
No, it's sold out, and it's just unbelievable amount of money to get there. But I am going to stream. You're more than welcome.
Wait, whoa!
Yeah.
Is there going to be a streaming party?
Yes, I'm going to have a streaming party at the crib on Saturday night.
You laugh at that. I love doing that during the summer.
Yeah.
Because there used to be a lot of concerts that would live stream, like Download Festival. I remember they might do that, Grass Pop and all that stuff. I used to watch that all the time and just have a nice day.
So that's
so we're going to do that with Dead and Company then.
On Saturday and Sunday. I'll probably do it, but the problem is it's in San Francisco, so that's going to be a late start. I think it's probably about 10 p.m. start
on Saturday. You better not Sunday.
No, Saturday night. That's why I said so. Saturday night rock and roll. We'll do a little streaming party.
I'm in.
Nice. Now,
what are we gonna do? So, some beverages. What are you gonna smoke some meats, or are we gonna do some pizza? What are we doing?
A lot of smoking.
Or are you gonna make some pizza? Can't you make pizza now too?
We got a lot of smoking meats going on. You're
right.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I should have known. I should have mentioned smoke.
Into that one.
Yeah.
So that's Saturday night, and looking forward to that. But apparently, there's a Taylor Swift.
I don't know.
This song that John Mayer did this past weekend with Dead and Company, I didn't get an opportunity to hear this.
No, come on.
Yeah. Apparently they did a song.
Aren't they past all that?
Changed it. I don't know. It's very weird. Well, didn't she just roll something out, Dear John, for the first time in like 12 years?
Yeah, but I mean that's just the song. I know she dissed him, but it's 12 years ago. I don't think there's still some bad blood between them.
Well, why did she pull it out?
Because every song that she has, people know. And so she does a surprise song. That's a song that a lot of people know. And so she played it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea.
Does she have to consult with Sir John Mayer about this? Hey, I know it's been 12 years, but I'm going to play this song because the fans want it. Is that going to be a problem? No? Okay. Good.
So, yeah, I'm trying to find it where it is, but he did.
It probably doesn't exist. This is made up.
No,
this sounds made up. This sounds about as made up as Tom Brady hooking up with Kim Kardashian.
That's not made up.
You're
like
I
my
feel
wife.
like it's all just made up.
My wife just does not believe any of this.
I just don't.
So I don't know. I think it's a St. Stephen cover or not a cover, excuse me, a St. Stephen song. And then he kind of did something at the end that was maybe some people are, hey, look.
Oh, Mike. Now, is this just Taylor Swift fan conspiracy theory stuff that we're doing here?
No.
Because there are so many conspiracy theories. Because remember, she was sort of not dating the guy from, whatever stupid hipster band that everybody knew. And then after they did break up, that she played a song and it was like, Taylor's really going through it. Like, I don't know. It's just maybe a song. These people are nuts.
I got it right here. All right, here we go. This is according to Stylecaster.
Oh, this sounds completely
John
credible.
Mayer was, quote, humiliated by Taylor Swift's Dear John.
Oh, I bet he was humiliated.
It was really lousy. So.
Oh, my God. I'm sure he was just so humiliated. Do you really think he was humiliated by Dear John?
Well, this is
that he heard that. Oh, I can't believe she did that.
Yeah, why not?
12 years later.
Why bring it? Why do that?
Because it's a song in her catalog that a lot of her fans know.
Anyway,
she's just playing a song.
So the days before Speak Now was released, Mayer posted a carousel of Instagram pictures of himself playing with Dead & Company. The last slide features a drone light show displaying the words, "Please be kind." Swifties swiftly appeared on his comments. "It's our Speak Now time for you. Speak never."
What?
Yeah.
I don't get what's going on now.
No, and so they did St. Stephen, and apparently it was, a little mixture of it. And yeah, man, so he's stirring it up. Why not? You gotta stir it up with somebody like Taylor Swift.
Why do you have to stir it up?
Because she's so big, John. She is so big. That girl.
But John Mayer doesn't need to do that. John Mayer's doing just fine.
It doesn't matter.
John Mayer's doing completely fine.
No. If Taylor Swift brings you up, you have to respond.
And she didn't bring him up, though. She brought up a song.
She did that song for the first time in decades.
Decades.
Yes.
She hasn't been around that long for that song to be
Over a
long.
decade.
There you go.
Which is +1.
Decades. Taylor was like, what,
2?
5?
It was not decades. It was over a decade. Sorry.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Well, enough of that. Anyways, going down this week. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Jeez.
All right.
Do you really have to look into that stuff?
No. All right. Let's stay with the nonsense for just a second. We'll have Jerrold Colton coming up here.
That's like people looking into too much of a Joel Embiid interview with Rachel Nichols.
Yeah.
He said nothing in.
No, he didn't. It was only one clip. I'm curious to know the other stuff.
Oh, wow. Him and James are friends. He didn't say anything bad about James Harden.
Very interesting
Unbelievable.
to see all those guys together at that party, though, and not think that, hey, Joel Embiid bothers me, and he's going to until he's back out on the floor dominating. Right, this whole offseason.
Oh, anything Sixers is going to bother
I'm
you.
a curmudgeon, and it's my team. I love that team more than anything,
And it should bother you. No, you
but
should be bothered.
I'm just so gutted right now with that squad, and like I said, our biggest story is Pat Bev and Bebo Paul. It's like, what is going on, man? People are losing their minds.
I am losing my mind.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let me go ahead and put this out here too as well, because I was just jabbing every once in a while when I was gone on vacation. And so when I hurt my back, shout out to my wife. She was unbelievable.
wife?
Yeah, she was unbelievable, and she said, "All right, since you deal with inflammation now, I can tell you what's not good for inflammation, and that's alcohol."
Yes.
So I said, "You're right," and I wasn't drinking, and there
Or
weren't.
was she shaming you for alcohol consumption?
No, my wife doesn't drink. She hasn't drinking forever, so she wasn't shaming me. No, but what she did start for me was she picked up a 6-pack of non-alcoholic beer a couple months ago, like 2 months ago, whatever it was, and it was the Heineken Zero bottles. I'll tell you right now, they were really good, right?
I'm sure.
And what I would say is, it never bothered me to the point that I'm like, oh, look at this. I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer. No, because it was ice cold. It tasted good. Tasted just like a Heineken. It is what it is, right? But what I've noticed is now that I will go out there, and here's what I would tell you, John. Like, I will mix these in, right?
I think that's a good idea to do that.
Look, we had a week off. So I wasn't trying to party 7 days straight. Now, 10, 15 years ago?
Why not?
Absolutely. 42-year-old Sean with a 3.5-year-old daughter? No, I'm not trying to do that. So mixing in a couple NAs was not a bad idea, all right? And especially when they taste good. So I discovered this new non-alcoholic brew, and they got their whole variety. It's called Athletic Brewing Company. They're at athleticbrewing.com. They do IPAs. Dude, this was tasty. Complete game changer. The best non-alcoholic beverages out there. They have hazy IPA, golden, the IPA. They got the light. They got sours, all non-alcoholic. I'm telling you right now, nobody does it like these guys. This is the best of the best. I've only had 2 of the many different varieties that they offer. I'm excited to try them all. I'm not going to lie about that, but I'm telling you, man, I posted a tweet, just enjoying some NAs. And it was interesting because it got a mixed response. There were some people out there that were just downright like mean. Like, what are you doing? Who likes that stuff? Like, dude, what I eat doesn't make you know what. And
people get weird about NA beers.
And all I said, yeah, right. It has that stigma attached to it, right? But I do feel like younger kids, like Gen Z, I don't think that they're drinking as much.
No.
I would wonder if I could back that up. But this would be huge with them. I'm telling you right now, this is a game changer.
Well, no, I don't think they drink because I don't think they just like the taste of any of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look, everyone's changed over the years. But I will be adding these into the rotation.
Now, you posted that, and it immediately made me think of one of the better scenes of Wolf of Wall Street, where I forget the name, but Jordan, whatever his name
Jordan
is.
Belfort.
Jordan Belfort, yeah. And he just is under house arrest and he can't drink and all that. He's trying to be sober. And he has non-alcoholic beer, and he's trying to explain to his friend, who was played by Jonah Hill.
Oh, he's in the news.
Yeah, things aside there. Bad things aside there. And he's trying to explain to him, yeah, it's not alcoholic beer. He's like, what do you mean? But if you drink enough of them, you would get drunk. He's like, no. He's like, I don't know what you're trying to explain to me. I'm not a scientist.
He says it's a beer? Yeah, with no alcohol.
He's like, I'm not a scientist. I have no idea what you're talking about.
And he followed up. I can get you a beer if you want that beer. So good.
It's a great scene.
It really is. I love that movie.
It's one of my favorite scenes.
I'm telling you right now, if you have one of these, so I did give one to my wife. I said, here.
But I think you have the right idea. I don't know if I'm not drinking. If I wouldn't drink a 6-pack of these. That's it.
I'm telling you, yes, you would.
I'd rather just drink water because I'm not. No. I'm not like I drink a lot of things. But isn't that still empty calories? I don't want that.
Okay, that's fair.
But I would rather just drink water. But I think you have the right idea. Why not mix one of these in every once in a while? Because then you can help pace yourself.
Correct.
You can help yourself, just kind of relax. Also, still have a drink in your hand and being able to still, drink and socialize. So, yeah, I think you're on to something there with adding a few extra of the NA beers into your.
So here I was at the beach, and I said, you know what? I know I'm going to be drinking at night. It's 11. It's, you got the kids. So you're getting to the beach a little earlier. And I'm like,
that's perfect.
Yeah. At
that's
noon. Great. And look, the funny thing was, it's like, I'm not telling you that you can't drink at noon. Like, I put this tweet out to have fun.
Yeah, I pushed those boundaries a lot during my vacation.
I was like, hey, no one tells you not to crack this before noon because it's a non-alcoholic beverage. And people are like, no one tells me not to drink. I don't want to hang with people like that. I was like, dude, relax. It was a joke. But, like I said, I'm at the beach in the morning. Boom. Afternoon, if I feel like having, one of those Athletic Brewing Company beers, then great. It tastes just like a beer. Plus, let's not lie. I'm not going for Father of the Year here. I'm California sober. So it's like, it just mix it in. And now you're not exactly all sloppy if you've been boozing all day. And in the sun, you know how that will add up. And it will add up really fast, that's for sure, because it was a hot one over the week down there. And, man, it's been just brutal from the weather. It's just been all over the place, just steaming hot to 4 inches of rain. And, man, just enough is enough already. Let's just
more rain.
Heat, just no more rain.
Oh, more rain. Let's keep doing that.
No rain. All right, let's keep this going.
It's a good song.
Daily Ticket. We're going to have Jerrold Colton. He's going to join us on the other side. We will talk 76ers B-Ball Paul. He's a big fan of B-Ball Paul. Matter of fact, I believe he was with him at the Philly Style party a couple weeks ago. So whether or not Jerrold is surprised that B-Ball Paul is back with the 76ers, we'll get his thoughts there. Daryl Morey, he's a hot button item. And I just don't like him on social media. I just don't want my front office executives on social media. Is that fair? Right? Like, he's out there tweeting, crumble cookies, taking shots at 76ers fans, whatever. You could take it.
Taking shots at 76ers reporters.
The reporter stuff with Pompey. And it's so weird. He tweets last night, the image of Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator. And yeah, it was all funny, and I get it, but this team isn't all that good, Daryl. And as much as this fan base is all fired up about Pat Bev and B-Ball Paul, what are we really getting there? I don't think too much of a difference maker, either or.
I mean, no. Yeah, it doesn't help that this team just seems kind of unlikable right now. They seem really defensive, right? Tobias Harris was defensive.
I don't know.
Daryl Morey's been defensive. Joel Embiid was defensive immediately after
I think
they
more
lost.
oblivious than anything. Like they just read the
No, they definitely they hear, they see, they know what's being said. I think it's defensive.
So backs against the wall.
Yeah, I truly think so. I truly think they're being defensive. And while this fan base is obviously not happy because it's been a lot of disappointment. And this is probably the worst it's been with Joel Embiid.
Yep. And I don't think this season was all that bad. It's just a frustrating.
It wasn't. It was actually really good. They had a very good year.
Yeah, frustrating way to end it. But, I just I know what it takes to win an NBA championship, and we're just not there. We're not even close, in my opinion. I don't know what type of jump B-Ball Paul will make this offseason. Nick Nurse has me excited. Of course, Tyrese Maxey is going to be his guy. They were just doing a podcast. Shout out to iHeartRadio, iHeart Podcast over there in Las Vegas. I know that they touched the episode was recorded yesterday. It's not out there. There was a clip floating around from 76ers Twitter, so I'm excited about that. And Nick Nurse is coaching the Summer League team. There's a lot to like about Nick Nurse, but I just don't know if that's going to be enough to win an NBA championship. And it ain't about getting past the second round. It's about winning an NBA championship. That's what I say. All right, Daily Ticket, we're rolling on. We got plenty to discuss. Jerrold Colton's going to join us. Before I go to this break, though, I just want to put this out here. Home Run Derby coming up tonight. There's a video right now of Mookie Betts. He just spoke to the media.
Ooh.
Mookie Betts said, quote,
game face on?
I think my chances are pretty low of winning tonight's Home Run Derby. So here's what I tell you. If you're going to wager on tonight's Home Run Derby, do not take Mookie Betts. The Daily Ticket, Jerrold Colton joins us next. Back into this.
I love how perfectly set up that was. Where I go, he's got his game face on.
Just for a limited time only.
Complete opposite.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Watch for a crash in South Jersey on 295 southbound at Chance 70. To approach Woodcrest Station where the left lane is blocked. 42 southbound, that's slow from the wall.
Definitely not me.
Volume there. Westbound, Southline Expressway to George, Boulevard to Belmont.
Nice to meet you.
Down to Blue Ridge to Belmont and Spring Garden to South. Line Expressway tied up both ways. Schuylkill to Broad, 95 northbound. Heavy Allegheny up past Bridge. The southbound Chan Ridley Park to the Commodore Barry. All right, to tell total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
Podcast Big Sugar explores the an immoral multi-billion-dollar sugar industry and its epic legal battle with migrant sugarcane harvesters. It's a 25-year case that exposes the hardships of how sugar is grown, cultivated, and sold.
We're going to do it here.
I'm going to ask him for ready.
If they were right, then these workers were owed tens of millions of dollars in extra wages. We just sort of looked at each other and said, wow.
We have naming rights. That was
iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, everything, including dust?
So much dust.
Or dust.
Social media, we're going to do
compromise the quality of air you and your family breathe.
Swiffer
is the fast and easy way to clean your floors. Take pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day.
And dust is gone.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper. Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
I don't know how much Vanessa.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are,
I am trying.
Media can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more
meeting you.
area than anyone else. And we can give you
Jerrold Colton, sorry about that. What's up, big dog?
effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Step inside the Legacy Club at Woodcrest, and you'll find a remarkable modern Italian steakhouse.
Good.
The brand new Randall's
Right now,
Restaurant
his mind is on the
best
golf
views
course,
of
pretty
the
much.
Cherry Hill course and an exceptional menu. Stop in for a drink at the bar, the casual extension of Randall's Restaurant, where you'll find an elegant and relaxed atmosphere inside and on the elevated deck. Make a reservation at randallslegacy.com. That's randallslegacy.com.
You got to get look, everything is coming together from the watch party angle, including powers. So your show is going to be streaming live from wherever we do it, whether it's at Chickens again.
Most people don't know it. The IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify.
I'll drop him a line and say, yo, I
solved over $1 million in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits
Beans driving a hard bargain?
and that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe? Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day.
And dust is gone. It sounds like a Monday during the All-Star break.
That's exactly it.
Proud partner of the American Lung Association.
Need me to call 911? No. Call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's Top Dog Law.
It's so. I know what you mean by that. Yes, I know what you mean.
So hot and hurt. So hot and
The All-Star break is upon us. Exactly all hot and bothered. Well,
upon us, it's here.
Yeah,
it's right there.
That Mookie Betts stuff was pretty funny before the break. Yeah.
I'm getting ready. He's got his game face on. We're going to be betting Mookie Betts. And he goes, probably not going to do well.
Let's take a peek. Does that affect the odds? Now, if you're just joining us, before we went to that last break, Mookie Betts and everybody's doing pressers outside, the stadium, whatever it may be. They got a microphone in front of Mookie Betts. They talked about his, hey, give us your thoughts on how you're going to win tonight or how you're going to perform tonight in the home run derby. And quote, I think my chances are pretty low, is what he said. Now, he's just being honest, right? But
is he though? It's a home run derby. How does he?
Hasn't bumped at all. Matter of fact, it's gone the other way with Pete Alonso too. He's at plus 320 right now. Wow. I don't know. It's kind of spread out all over the place. That's all right. You know what? I enjoy the home run derby. I do. And one of my
I don't enjoy this version of it. I wish they would let it breathe. Give it some more time.
One of my favorite moments was Josh Hamilton back in 2008.
But that's my point. Because he had time. Remember Bobby Abreu? They were like fanning him off with the towel. It was the anticipation of, is he going to hit, 18, 19, 20?
Yes.
I loved that. I loved that with Josh Hamilton. How many is this dude going to hit before he reaches the 10 outs? And now we don't have that. We go, okay, he's got a minute left. Cool. Let's see how many.
I don't mind it. Well, let's bring in our good friend Jerrold Colton, as he always joins us every Monday right now on the Gambler Hotline. Of course, the great All-Pro Phillies show heard all throughout the course of last football season. Shout out to our good friend Jari Evans. Of course, we'll be with the New Orleans Saints this upcoming season. New Orleans, excuse me. I was going to say Denver Broncos, but good luck to him down in New Orleans. Jerrold Colton joining us right now. Of course, Joe, though, is the great co-host of all the player shows we've had over the years, and hopefully we're right back at it. I have a feeling we will be. Gerald, good afternoon. Your thoughts on the home run derby, Joe? I'm always curious to hear yours. I think there's been some great home run derby moments over the years, but, as far as start to finish tonight's home run derby, will you be tuning in?
I will, because what else am I going to do on a Monday night in July? I mean, that's really the answer to it. But I do kind of enjoy it. And just when you think you're kind of tired of it, each year you get something new out of it. Yep. And I enjoy it. I've enjoyed my favorites were when Phillies guys that I was friends with were in it, the Ryan Howards, the We had Reese Hoskins do a nice job in it. That's a little bit more meaningful than watching some of these guys, but it's still fun, and it's still great to see how far they can hit a baseball and how often they can do it in a short period of time. And I know you're bothered by that time period, John, but still, it's pretty incredible what they do. It is just really, it's a war of attrition. It's an incredibly tiring event for these guys.
Yep, that's why I'm going with Pete Alonso, because he's a guy that knows what it takes. He's a freak show, and he's a nerd. He's a nerd. He's a two-time winner. So I figured,
fine, loser. He's a nerd.
Give me my bang for my buck. He knows what it takes as far as being winded and the conditioning and just being able to last. So I'm going to roll with Pete Alonso tonight. I don't know.
I'm going Luis Robert.
Nice. Yeah, it's the first time in the home run derby.
He's got pop. He's got a lot of
pop. It's probably something you need to be trained in a little bit and experience. So that's probably going out a little bit on the limit. You got the local kid out there, but he hasn't been hitting for too much power. So even though you know that he can probably last from the endurance standpoint pretty good with these guys, I don't know that he can actually get the ball out of the park as easily as you kind of need to during a home run.
I'm surprised he didn't invite Kyle Schwarber back. He did so well last year. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, it was. He lost. Well, I'll tell you what, I hope Blue Chews are sponsoring something. All this talk about lasting, it's a perfect. I mean, perfect. That's all I know.
Come on, man.
I heard something about Sidney Crosby's.
Oh, yeah, we're talking some thighs. Yeah.
Legs on this program.
What can I say? But it's,
I mean, you're an agent. You've seen players on the football field. Any player that you saw, man, those are some big thighs. Yeah, those are calves.
You know, it is funny that you say that, John, insofar as, hey, listen, we're men, and sometimes you get a little uncomfortable talking about some of this stuff. But and you alluded to Jyree Evans earlier, guys, where Jyree was a 12-year standout guard in the NFL, 6-time Pro Bowler, 5-time first-team All-Pro. And when I would walk behind him, and he had a teammate, Carl Nix, who was his bookend guard for the Super Bowl champion New Orleans Saints in the 2009 season, Super Bowl 44. When I would walk behind them, it would be like, holy cow, they take up a lot of room. Like the distance between the one side of Jyree all the way to the far side of Carl Nix was like, you could never believe it. And I guess that's the caboose, right?
That's it.
Yeah. My favorite Mike Mayock video when he's doing the NFL Combine is there's a lineman running at the 40-yard dash and he gets to the end of it. And you just hear Mike Mayock go, look at that bubble butt. It's like, what? Excuse me?
Yeah.
He just kept saying, look at that bubble butt.
So,
yeah. I don't know. Do we get canceled for this kind of talk? I don't know.
No, not at all.
Not on this show.
You can't get canceled for talking about Quadzilla, AJ Dillon.
You got to be listening first for you to be canceled.
Yeah.
Right? So let's just start there. That's one.
Hey, guys, by the way, my favorite story over the past week, because it's just so incredibly stupid and amazing that she would do this, but Britney Spears going rogue.
Jerrold, what is she thinking? I know she's a little out there right now in her life, and she posts on Instagram. And she's a little bit of, like I said, it doesn't seem like everything is connecting, and God bless her. I know she went through a lot, but dude, who in their right mind would ever run up to somebody like that with security? And she should know better than anybody, because nobody could ever lay a finger on her. And she runs up to Victor Wembanyama when he's walking through, like as if she's not going to be grabbed by a security guard. And then I'm not going to say she made up a story, but it definitely was not what we saw on video.
Well, the police said she hit herself in the face to make it look worse. But there was a time where she was one of the biggest stars on the planet, and she still is a huge star. Imagine going up to her from behind and grabbing her over the shoulder. What's going to happen to you then? So absolutely incredible that she would come forward with that and be upset with the kid and his security. I don't know. It was kind of the strangest story of the last week, of a strange week and a strange year.
Yeah, no, you're right. And we're in that Moodle area where we're having some fun, of course. Not a lot of hot button topics happening right now, but I want to get your thoughts on the Phillies, but I want to start with the 76ers with you, Jerrold, because you know B-Ball Paul better than most of them. I am definitely not trying to downplay him or, to be upset about bringing him back, because, that we know the history with him. And I think it's great that you get these players that can develop and you want to keep them in-house. But, man, this fan base is really something. Like, you have the Phillies, who are a good team that go through stretches and they lose 2 road games and people are still out. But the 76ers bring back B-Ball Paul and roll out Pat Bev. And I got people telling me that this is going to be enough for this team to bring everybody back.
You forget Mo Bamba and Montrezl Harrell. Come on.
So let me ask you, let's just start with B-Ball, Paul. The 76ers decide to match the offer. He's back. Your thoughts?
Sean, I think you are dead on in the way you're kind of perplexed by it. And John said it earlier, like, okay, nice to bring him back, but does it make a difference? And look, I love Paul personally, and I thought he did a really nice job in his role for the Sixers once he had a clear-cut role. And I always felt that it was a shame that Doc didn't use him at the same time as Joel to just experiment, because I think Paul brings something to the table that could have complemented Joel. Maybe that's something that Nick Nurse will do. Maybe we'll see. But the bottom line is Paul Reed has been a backup five for his first 3 years and not even on the court for most of it, and finally sort of fell into where he was comfortable this year, where he knew he was getting in late in the first quarter and would return again late in the third kind of, and he played very well once he was given that role. But that was really down the stretch, like the last third of the season. So he's not a needle mover to make us a better team for sure. By the same token, you don't want to have a kid that you drafted in the second round 3 years ago, became the MVP and Rookie of the Year in the G League, develops, and looks like he's trending in the right direction. You just lose him as soon as he has the ability to be a free agent. By the same token, I think it shows continuously how much is wrong with this organization. The fact is that they should have addressed, if they wanted him on this team, they should have addressed this before he hit free agency and before he went out and got an offer sheet from Utah. I personally knew he was getting this offer sheet. I don't know how they wouldn't have known it. No, I do have somewhat of a relationship. He does live directly above me in the apartment above me. By the same token, I didn't know it directly even from him. I knew he was going to Utah to sign an offer sheet this week. If the Sixers wanted him, they could have been proactive instead of letting Utah do the deal for them. Secondly, Utah put in that not exactly poison pill, but a little souring pill, the fact that it kind of guarantees the whole 3 years where Utah would have had to do that. And I don't think the number's necessarily out of whack, but you'd rather not have to make a decision on year 3 right now. And that's kind of what they're doing if they believe that they're still going to be a team that wins the first round of the playoffs, and they sure as heck better be, although right now that's really up in the air. So bottom line, to answer your question though, Sean, is that I am fed up. I love this Philadelphia 76ers team, but you talk about how the fans get excited. Look, this is a city, and I love my city, my basketball team, but I don't exactly agree with my fellow Sixer fans because I never for 1 second believed in the process. And this city, this fan base allowed their ownership group to intentionally put the worst possible product on the court and intentionally lose for 4 years and supported it. And when they finally got decent, they doubled their ticket prices and they say, "Thank you, sir. Can I have another?" And they allowed this joke of an organization to perpetuate fraud after fraud, from Sam Hinkie to Colangelo to Brett Brown, Elton Brand, to hiring this biggest fraud, Morey. And they've taken it and allowed it. And we go through free agency, and now we're so excited to re-sign our backup center who barely played for us these last 3 years. I mean, it's a travesty. We added 34-year-old Beverly, along with, of course, all those other ancient ex-Houston Rockets of 38-year-old PJ Tucker, and I guess he's still here, 33-year-old James Harden, and House at 30 is still this is such a travesty of an organization as you watch other teams out there legitimately trying to win championships while we're coming up so short and doing nothing to improve our team. As a matter of fact, going the other way. So I am so fed up with the 76ers. I want a divorce because I love them too much, and it hurts.
Yeah. Well said. Roaring round of applause.
Yeah, well done.
You know, and I get where we're at because they have nothing to work with, right? So we're really grasping, and this is all that Daryl Morey can do. But I think Sixers fans are losing their minds at times, right?
Lost.
What's
No,
up
we
is
have not
down,
lost.
down's up, and it's weird to me. That's all.
But Sean, we have nothing to work with by their own doing.
Correct.
They painted themselves in this corner. We went all in on James Harden. We let the Butlers go to keep the Harrises. We drafted the Markelle Fultz and traded a first pick along with the third pick that became Tatum to Boston. It's on and on. All the moves they made. They intentionally lost to stockpile draft picks to ultimately build a champion. what they wound up doing is getting rid of those draft picks. So in 2023, when they lose in the second round, they had 0 draft picks. They have 0 cap room. They have old guys. They have players who opt in who don't want to be here. They say, yes, I'm going to accept the contract from under the play for the Sixers, but I don't want to be there. Like, this is so ridiculous what's going on with this team. And I think the best we can hope for is now to win an in-season tournament because we're not winning a postseason one.
I'll take it, man. I will take it. I'll tell you right now. I like the end-season tournament. I'll tell you, I didn't like it.
Do you?
Honestly, I do. I do. Now,
I can't wait till you're not watching in November.
Don't ask. Oh, I'll watch it.
Oh, I'm sure while we're watching football every day.
I guarantee people are going to love it.
I don't.
You know what? I don't miss the Sixer game anyhow. So if there's some interesting basketball to watch, I'll find a way.
Yeah. You know the best thing they did? They put the Final Four in Vegas. This is a betting opportunity. It's a betting thing. Outside of that, no, Sean, you know this from soccer. Nobody knows what this stuff does.
No, you're right.
The incentive is always a championship, and if it's not a championship, then what is it? It's nothing.
Yeah, it's really nothing.
Well,
Union fans took a while there, at least casual Union fans, wouldn't even grasp what a supporter shield was. Like, what's the significance of a number 1 seed at the end of a regular season? It's all about a championship. So it's hard to, I think, to turn people's brains around and figure out why there is importance in this.
Well, I mean, you look at like hockey's got the regular season champion, right? It's not really a big deal for anyone. I just think it's
nobody cares about it.
It's a moneymaker. We understand. We know what's going on. I'm just curious how teams are going to approach it, who they're going to play. Anyways, Gerald, back to you.
By the way,
go for it.
It's not analogous exactly, but hockey has had some great success and interest during the Winter Olympics that were an in-season break, where a lot of the NHL players are playing. Well, that's a little bit different. They're playing for their countries and everything. But, you can take a little bit of a step away from the normal regular season and maybe ramp it up a bit. So I don't mind it because who the heck cares about regular season December games as is? So let's give them some meaning and see if it catches on. I don't know what it will feel like if your team wins that. I don't think it'll be all that meaningful, but whatever.
No, do you think Sixers fans will be fine? Because I think the Sixers are one team that might go for it.
Yeah. Well,
and if the Sixers won an NBA Cup, and would that be okay? Well, now everything's good again.
Hey,
parade down Broad Street.
Right. Do you do parades? What do you do?
No, if we win this, we got to do it in Delaware because it's going to be led by a bunch of blue coat players.
Joel beating the mummers out.
Let's do it. Sean Barnard checking in, though, Gerald. He did say Paul Reed is the only player in this roster with an ounce of athleticism.
That's a little harsh because Maxey's got some athletic.
Yeah.
So does Joel.
Yeah, JoJo does too.
And listen, I
Sean Barnard is one of these guys that are all fired up about beat up Paul. He's one of these guys. He's coming up at 5:30. He can explain himself, but he's one of these guys that are on my timeline are just loving this move. I'm just curious.
Well, it's a great move. Don't get me wrong.
Yes,
I was hoping they would do it, but it's again, how do they do things? And, they didn't have to let him get to a 3-year, $24 million contract. Paul Reed would have signed for less. And they drag their feet. They just don't operate as a really hitting on all cylinders organization.
Interesting.
And that's and we pay for that. We pay that price as fans because this now tips them over the threshold for luxury tax and stuff like that. They could have planned better. It's just that simple. I'm glad Paul Reed is back. I would have really not liked seeing Paul Reed go out west and continue to develop into a really, really solid NBA player, which I think he has a shot to be.
Especially with Danny Ainge.
Yeah. And I mean, Danny Ainge kind of got a little jab here on the Sixers again. He's been jabbing us for years.
For years. Yeah, you're right about that. Did people have to fly to Utah to sign that? I hope they faxed it to him or emailed.
No, he flies out there, right?
He actually did go live to Utah and then popped over to Vegas where he is now.
Oh, because the Sixers were in Utah.
Well, the whole NBA was there.
Yeah.
And he didn't go there. He didn't go there because of the Sixers. He went there because of the Jazz.
Interesting. Wow.
And then he went over to Vegas, and I don't know that he went there because of either basketball team as opposed to it's just Vegas. But but also Michael Rubin and Fanatics had their NBA party out there. So any excuse to go to a Michael Rubin party and
except for Wemby. Wemby didn't go. Right?
Yeah,
what party did he not go to because he wanted to sleep?
Yeah,
okay, that one, yeah.
He was like,
or is he not old enough?
He's definitely not old enough, and he kind of
or any of those players in the G League or the Summer League old enough.
Yeah, that's Victor's problem. He's going to stand out a little bit too much too, so he's probably not going to get kid. But you're right, he's not old enough. But he did say, I actually like that, and I want to get your thoughts on Wemby in just a second. But since you brought it up, I mean, man, Rubin is he like what's his plan? What is his deal in your mind, Jerrold? Do you think like does he want to be Bezos? Is he trying to just run everything? There's got to be something else coming down the pike for Rubin, since he's just got anybody and everybody at his parties, or is it just who he is? Your thoughts on Michael Rubin at these parties he's throwing right now?
Well, I personally know Michael, been friends with him for a long time, and I can tell you, I haven't gotten an invitation to one of his parties in a long time.
That guest list is crazy right now, Gerald.
Definitely ramped up the guest list. It went from JC to Jay-Z. But
That was good. Nice.
Maybe my invitation got lost in cyberspace. Regardless of that, I have such high regard for Michael Rubin in so many ways. He is one of the hardest working, smartest people I've ever known, and he is totally self-made from our area, and we should be proud of him.
Yep.
And when internet came out, Michael got it. He opened up his ski business from his father's garage, went to Villanova for a semester, may not even finished semester, said, I know more than these professors, and went out and became at this point 10+ billionaire. He is so phenomenal. And he also, as a person, is a really enjoyable and a good friend. He's a guy to this day. We still keep in contact, and he's still there when I need certain things or ask him certain things. So I have such a high regard for him personally. On the what he wants to do basis, he just I don't know that there was an overall plan. Several years ago, I knew his plan was to be an NFL owner. He saw the beauty that owning an NFL team is like nothing else, because you make so much money annually, plus your asset appreciates so much. And it's far superior to all the other sports in so many ways as far as ownership goes. And he wanted to get a club. He came close with Carolina and a few other things, but I don't know that that's on his agenda anymore, because they even made him sell, the NBA did, his stake in the Sixers, because with his contract with Fanatics, with all the clubs in the leagues, they really found it to be a conflict. So he might be better off in the world he is in now, which is he's got all the licenses for all the merchandise of all sports and uniforms, whatever pretty much you buy with one of the logos of the NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, or NFL, you're getting it from Fanatics. He also has partnered with Jay-Z and some others to have online betting stuff that they're going to launch, and they're buying up stuff, and so he's ventured into that world. He is way into the memorabilia world, having purchased Topps recently. And it's not that I think he wants to be a Bezos and control everything, but I think he saw the opportunity in the sports world that he could combine it and maximize it and live a pretty good life and have lots of really cool parties.
Yeah, he's doing it big, and I know he got into the I believe PointsBet, so he took over that, and he's going to launch the Fanatics, sports gambling brand, which is a huge moneymaker in itself. They can do so much more than other brands, apparently, is what they're saying. Like, hey, when you wager, you can at least get something back in return from the Fanatics, shop. And that's something that these other places can't offer. We'll see if that works out. It's just the guest list. Like, his Rolodex is deep, and it's the A-list A's. Like, we're talking Leonardo DiCaprio is there, Jay-Z, Bob Brown, Kenny Chesney was there. I'm weird. Like, the people that would stick out to me are probably different than you.
Probably.
Like, everybody was there. Man.
Kenny's my guy. We used to share a suite together watching Jerry Evans down in New Orleans.
Damn right.
I love Kenny, but I'm just picturing, as you describe this Rolodex, I'm picturing this Rolodex, and I'm just picturing him pulling out the Jerrold Colton card and ripping it up.
That must be a misprint.
Baby.
Yeah.
He is everything out there. He's right in the middle of the hip hop world, and also I got to give him some credit too that he deserves, and that is his reform alliance that he's done regarding trying to help reform the criminal justice system and the racial inequities that he has seen and known, especially, his good friend McMill experience. He's really done a lot of good stuff with that. He's really been very benevolent, very giving of both time and money. And Michael's made a huge difference in this world. There was just a couple years ago, just named him the most influential person in sports business. And I mean, that includes the commissioners, the greatest players, the most influential person. And
how many years ago was that? When did he get that award?
It was only like 2 years ago.
I was going to say, well, he continues to get bigger and bigger every year, Jerrold. Like, this is, he's nuts.
He is big, and very, very proud of him. He was a guy, just a season ticket holder to Sixer games, and he wasn't even a first row. He was like third row baseline a few years back before the Josh Harris group came in, and this last decade plus has been very, very good to Michael Rubin. But proud of him, and we all should be. And fortunately, despite I think he's made mistakes. I think he overrated Daryl Morey, James Harden, and he's probably a lot behind that. He's good to have here in Philadelphia and as a loyal Sixer person.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Good stuff from Michael Rubin, and yeah, absolutely. I wonder if Villanova gave him an honorary degree, and this way he can donate back, of course, right?
I went to not the highest, but one of the highest levels of education, getting a law degree and all that. And I am so cynical in education. And Bill Gates didn't go to school. Steve Jobs didn't go to school. Rubin,
Sean Brace.
Wait, so you mean
throw me up there with those things.
So you mean I did the wrong thing going to school?
You never know.
It feels like the wrong thing. Let me tell you that.
No, kids, stay in school.
Yeah. No, get crippling debt.
I'm trying to give that message out. Yeah, just incur hundreds of thousands of loans.
Yeah. Oh, it's so great. It's awesome.
There's a local kid who went 37th in the baseball draft last night, McMonagle, who I went to see play this year because he was a Monsignor Bonner kid. I went to see him play Newman Goretti. He actually didn't wow me when I saw him, but he was pick number 37, which they call it's the supplemental part of the first round. And his signing bonus will be in excess of $2 million. And I just thought back to my first job right out of high school. and I was making $7.50 an hour on the boardwalk.
It's great.
I was making $10 in Acme.
That's because minimum wage went up between the time I came out of high school and you came out of high school.
I was actually, I don't know what my first job would have, because I had so many jobs when I was in high school, and as soon as I graduated, I would think I'd chalk it up that summer to Louis Vitucci landscaping, and he still owes me $100 because I think
landscaping.
I didn't show up the second week. Yeah, he didn't pay me for that first week, so I don't know what I was owed. But
we're finally sued, Sean.
Yeah,
give me the info on.
That's it. Let's go get that money.
Yeah, that type of work is horrible.
Yeah, dude, he stopped. It was like ridiculous. We did probably 25 yards a day. It was just nonstop. And I'm like, all right, I'm tapping out, Louis. See you later. All right, Jill, hey, let's get your thoughts on this because we're up against the Phillies. I said that they have that look. Of course, people are going nuts. Aaron Nola, they lose 2 straight on the road, whatever. But the way that they won on Friday, of course, sweeping Tampa Bay. I like the way that this team looks. I know the Braves are so good and they're way above the Phillies in the standings. They're above everybody in the standings. What are you going to do? But as far as this team, as long as they continue to be consistent and play the way that they did in the first half, they're going to make the playoffs. We'll see what happens then if we get a red October. But I guess the big question I would have for you is how do you describe Aaron Nola's first half and what do you expect from him in the second half?
All right. Limiting it to Nola, first of all, I describe it as disappointing. Now, that being said, I also tip my cap to him that he doesn't miss a start, and he'll always give you 6 or 7. And on any given day, he can give you what he did in Tampa as opposed to what he did yesterday. But it was disappointing. Aaron Nola is not a guy who blows the ball by you, but has incredible command. His strikeout walk ratio is ridiculous. I think he might actually even be the all-time leader in strikeouts per inning as a Phillies pitcher. Like when you check the all-time Phillies list now, Aaron Nola is creeping up on all those lists, which is a tribute to him also because he really has basically been a stalwart, healthy guy for going on a decade now since they drafted him. So I am a big Aaron Nola fan in general. But what you didn't like this first half of the season is he just hasn't had the same command. And I don't mean he's walking batters, but instead of painting corners and what he does and mixing his things up, he's left balls out over the middle too much, and those balls out over the middle wind up in the seats, and that happened too frequently. I mean, at the largest number in the entire National League. So it's disappointing. I'm also wondering, and knowing him some, what effect this contract looming over his head is having on him. Sometimes, you go into those contract years and you have the best year of your career, and other times the pressure gets to you. And I'm worried that that's part of the effect. Maybe not feeling the love or appreciation since it couldn't work out the long-term deal. And he just hasn't looked like himself. And it's a concern. I also always believe every time he takes a mound that he can turn it around. And so I still believe in him, and I still believe that the Phillies with him in the rotation have a really good 4 and looking like maybe even a 5 right now, which gives you a whole lot of confidence. There's a lot of good signs at the All-Star break. This was a team that did not get off to a good start. We thought we'd be without Bryce Harper, maybe even till now. And the fact that we got him back so early, even without power, I'll take. And I also think that obviously Turner has been a disappointment, which is not a terrible thing to be in the situation with as badly as he has played, or as under what we expected he's played. JT hasn't been terrific, but he's still JT. And they haven't had any power production really out of the corners and some guys that you would expect, including Bryce Harper. So when you put it all together, and as good as this pitching has been, they're in a good place. What I worry about, Sean, is that feeling that, hey, we're right where we were last year. We're feeling the same vibe. And it's going to be hard to duplicate that. I don't want them to rely like, oh, this is who we are right now. I want them to be a little better than that, because I do think that they need to win about 90 games to make the playoffs. Now, that's not exactly how it projects right now, but they're in a battle with some good teams. Miami looks like a legitimate team, legitimate wildcard threat. And then you've got San Fran, LA, and who knows, maybe one of them challenges Arizona, and they fall in the mix. And then, between Milwaukee and Cincinnati, they're both playing well. And I think you're going to have to win about 90 games, which would mean playing, from here on out, about 11 games over 500 in the next 70, like 4-ish games, whatever's left. And, that's a good record. And they got to really play and play consistently and not stub their toe at home and lose 2 out of 3 to the Washington Nationals like they did last week. It's nice what they've done on the road, but they've let some stuff get away from them at home. So they got to come back starting Friday and really take care of business. Now, the schedule's favorable to them like it was the second half of last year, and that's good. And I really do believe, like you did, that they'll be in the playoffs, but I want to see them be just a little more consistent. And that will come, hopefully. Pache stepping in his help. They've gotten some nice contributions, and Stott has been even better than anybody could have hoped for. Yeah, he's been unbelievable. And Castellanos. Obviously none of us were huge Castellanos fans based on what he did last year.
Proving me wrong.
Yep, me as well. The Alvarado inflammation of the arm going to DL is a little concerning. Second time he's had to do that this year. The guy was so good at the start of the year. Then he got the inflammation, came back, and wasn't quite as good. And recently he's really had some control issues, which you don't want to see because he's such an important part of that bullpen as well. But in general, I'm okay where they are. I'm pretty optimistic going into the second half, but I just don't want to sit here feeling like we're dancing by myself or whatever it is.
Yeah, you're a music guy. Do you like my Prince pitch? You got the look?
No, I don't.
No, I didn't ask you, Joe.
Yeah, okay, but I'll just say no.
This is a whole different conversation, but I've mentioned this to both of you at various times. This is my most controversial opinion. And that is that I think Prince was musically better than Michael Jackson. Not a bigger star, not necessarily better, but musically, as far as his arrangements, compositions, and things like that. And I am definitely in the minority here. I know.
God, that's such a tough argument.
No, it's not. Prince is.
Come on, it's Michael Jackson.
I don't care. Prince is at the top of that.
Michael
Jerrold's
Jackson.
absolutely right. Prince arrangements, guitar playing skills, just any instrument.
And you know what? Michael was just a guy that went in there and read the lyrics that was handed to him. Yeah, right. Come on, man.
John Jansen, our resident musical expert, said right in this argument.
Yeah.
I'm an expert of everything. Music expert, movie expert.
Foo Fighters are terrible. Remember that?
I didn't say they were terrible. I just don't like them. They're not my thing.
To quote someone who believes this is the greatest movie of all time, you can't handle this.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That is not the greatest movie.
By the way, Sean, you're wrong again. That's not the best. Great music. And that scene is one of the greatest scenes of all time.
Oh my goodness. Goosebumps last night. Goosebumps, Jerrold. It was so good.
Hey, man, you brought it. You always do every Monday. Jerrold Colton, ladies and gentlemen, nobody better. Always great to hear from you, Jerrold. Enjoy tonight's home run derby. Who are you picking? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're going with the guy in first year, Luis Robert. All right. Hey,
I'm taking a shot as I drive away in my little red Corvette. Anyway.
there it is. Gerald Colton, always a pleasure. Catch up later this week, sir.
See you, my brothers. Take care.
My man, once again on the Gambler Hotline. Bring it. Dude, you get your money's worth from Gerald Ops on this program.
Yeah.
Hey, on. Fired up. We gotta replay that Sixers take. Oh, man.
Gerald had a few takes.
He was after it on that one, yeah. All right, 5 o'clock hour coming up. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Sean Barnard, he's going to join us, and he said, I ride for B-ball, Paul. It seems like the whole 76ers fan base does. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it all at 5 o'clock hour. Hey, coming up, I promise you this. We got to do this. We got to hit our NFL and NCAA 1-1 to get the party started. We'll do that. So some football talk. Also, 1 week away from today, our swinging ending at Fox Sports The Gambler golf outing is going down. I got some sponsors to mention, and man, we are going to bring it next Monday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Daily ticket rolling on after this.
The Gambler. Phillies home for all things sports gambling.
The Gambler and Gary Barbera want to put $1,000 in your hand.
Put $1,000 in your hand.
Gambler and listen weekdays for the keyword from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I knew that was what you
times a day. Yeah. Once again, hear the keyword. Go to our website at foxphogambler.com and enter the correct response, and you could end up with a cool $1,000 in your hand. So is the Gambler and Gary Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
Gary Barbera is there. You got to find over 50 near new, ready to roll Jeeps and trucks for about half the original price at just one place. Barbera's all new Jeeps and Truck Center at Barbeck and the Boulevard. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
From tee to green, the best place to go. All the action happening on the links is DraftKings Sportsbook. This week, new customers will receive an odds boost to add plus 1,000 tournament wager up to $10 on any golfer to win. So, for example, if you're a new customer and you see a golfer to win this weekend's tournament at plus 1,000 odds, DraftKings will boost that golfer to plus 2,000 odds for your shot at a bigger payout. DraftKings will be featuring parlays and odds boosts all tournament long. So be sure to check the DraftKings Sportsbook app every day before the tournament starts to see what they have in store. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code DING and boost your odds during this weekend's tournament. That's code DING. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. Odds boost token expires 7 days after issuance. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/golf terms. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wendy's is open till midnight or later, so you can give in to the craving and go night mode. Now all of your favorite menu items just got their bedtime extended. You can get what you want even later, like the Baconator with 6 strips of bacon, or the perfect fries and frosty duo. If you're up later, then so are we. So go ahead and pull through the drive-thru. When the craving hits, go night mode at Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. All right, see ya later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary.
Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your floors, you can see everything, including
some dust?
And that floor dust gets kicked up into the air, compromising the quality of air you and your family breathe. Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors with ultra-thick pads that trap and lock dust before it gets in the air. Just a couple minutes a day.
And dust is gone.
Let me check that.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper.
I love anybody that can't shoot.
American Lung Association.
Yeah, I saw Bebo Pod a nice 16%.
People scan and diagnose the problem for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The free iHeartRadio app covers the sports teams you love like no one else. Catch the latest breaking news, plus the upcoming NFL season's just around the corner. And iHeartRadio is your official podcast partner of the NFL. Make the iHeart app your go-to to stay up to date on all things in the sports world. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Okay, outdoor summer cocktail party fit check. I've got a hot pink and orange bodycon dress paired with vintage sneakers. It'll definitely
in tune with what's going on.
because I'm wearing it with off clean feels. for 8 gorgeous hours of not
I am.
fragrance-free.
What about the poker world?
So I can sip, socialize, and flirt out
Is
there.
it World Series poker soon?
Absolutely untakeable.
Right now.
Get your pre-party protection on with Off Clean Feel. SC Johnson, a family company.
With the Chalupa Supreme Beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink, Taco Bell's $5 Cravings box is packed as ever and $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores for limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
Partly cloudy overnight and not all that humid. Low temperatures in the 60s. It turns hot here on Tuesday. Full sunshine, a light breeze. The biggest difference, despite that we're near 90 degrees, is that the humidity is going to be on the low side. We mix a lot of dry air in, so it's a drier heat, not as much of a humid heat. I'm meteorologist Adam Joseph with your 6 ABC forecast.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Football.
Fox Sports Radio.
Let's give them football.
Total
No, they
Traffic
want
Philadelphia.
Commander.
Got a couple of problems in South Jersey now.
We have the rights to
Northbound calling 55 to 295. Crash takes out.
Yeah, we have the rights.
That's by southbound. That chance.
Yeah, we got Villanova there again.
With an accident in the left lane. End up on the Schuylkill westbound University.
But I hit up Jeff.
Belmont. Eastbound, so Blue Route to Belmont and Montgomery Drive to South.
What can we do?
Expressway heavy both ways. Schuylkill to Broad. 95 northbound back to Allegheny to Bridge and southbound. So Ridley Park to the Commodore Barry. Tell total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Store. Staples Total Support plans are your tech plans for the unplanned with 24/7 DC protection against bugs, cracks, and hacks. Plans start as low as $199.99. Plus, now get up to $250 off select computers. In-store only offer ends July 29. See an associate for details. Protect your tech at Staples.
Hey guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that Auto Trader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with Auto Trader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on Auto Trader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto Trader.
Jake from State Farm here to answer your what ifs.
What if I need a policy, but I just can't choose?
An agent can help you choose. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
New Jeeps, Gary Barbera's #1 Chrysler Land. You're going to find over 50 near new, ready to roll Jeeps and trucks for about half the original price at just one place. Barbera's all new Jeeps and Truck Center at Barbeck and the Boulevard. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess.
The podcast Big Sugar explores the secretive and immoral multi-billion-dollar sugar industry and its epic legal battle with migrant sugarcane harvesters. It's a 25-year case that exposes the hard truths about how sugar is grown, cultivated, and sold.
3 sole practitioners came together to produce this huge case. If they were right, then these workers were owed tens of millions of dollars in extra wages. We just sort of looked at each other and said, wow.
Listen to Big Sugar on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug. Ew, bug, get it. But the chances of actually hitting it, over there, are statistically, it's still alive. Unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Some herbivores combine powerful active ingredients found in plants, like lemongrass and geraniol, and scientifically engineer them into effective,
I got easy one here.
safe,
Bang it out.
around people.
Bang it out.
STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
247.
Working way too hard for way too little. There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone.
Yes,
What
we're
are
doing
you-
that.
I'm looking for
They need that for
Right now, buy a bottle of Chevron Techron Complete Fuel System Cleaner and get one free. Only at AutoZone. Will it also help with my mileage? Get everything you need to restore your performance at MPGs.
AutoZone.
Whatever vehicle you have, you can find the right products and parts at AutoZone.
AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Your home for Villanova basketball is WDAS and WD273D. Fox Sports Radio Philadelphia. $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website.
$1,000.
Enter now.
You heard the man. Get over to foxphlgambler.com and enter the keyword for your chance to win $1,000. Once again, foxphlgambler.com.
You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. You're listening to The Daily Ticket with Sean Brace, 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler.
Hey, thanks, Dan. We appreciate that. It is The Daily Ticket. I am Sean Brace, joined by John Jansen every Monday through Friday here on The Gambler. And, folks, we got a lot to do because Sean Menard's going to be joining us coming up here at about 5:35. Plenty of Sixers conversation and riding for that man by the name of B-Ball Paul to come your way. We'll talk a little Wemby, Scoot Henderson, Brandon Miller, all that good stuff. Have you watched any of the Summer League, John Jansen? Don't lie.
No.
Don't lie to me, man.
I haven't watched a single second of Summer League.
I missed Scoot. Everyone was ranting and raving about him, but let's not forget where he came from because he essentially was already playing in the Summer League with the G League.
Didn't watch that.
Brandon Miller struggled. He's got like a gazillion fouls. I mean, I tune into this stuff and I just can't hang. It's a tough watch. It's a tough watch. There's just no, team basketball. And look, they practiced 2 times. Wemby was like, I practiced once and played my second game. So what are the expectations?
None. In a Summer League game, none. There should be none. No expectations ever.
You're right. It's a glorified pickup basketball game, but it's cool for people that just eat, sleep, and drink it.
It's nice to just see Wembanyama in a Spurs uniform playing NBA official type games. But other than that, no, you don't get much out of it.
Yeah, there wasn't much other than Wemby. And like I said, Scoot had my attention, and Brandon Miller with my take of he's going to be incredible. I still feel good about the kid, but, he looks a little lost out in the court, and rightfully so. When you practice once and you're coming from the college ranks, there's not too much coaching going on. That's going to be a difference maker. So it's understood. All good. Whatever. Sixers back in action this evening. Good luck to the 76ers in the Summer League.
You're not going to watch?
No, I'm not. Actually busy tonight.
Busy? Doing what?
Going out to dinner with Buster, and we're trying to pitch,
you don't invite me out to dinner.
We're trying to pitch a future event here, which will be our biggest event if this is
best
down.
Also event. Biggest and best.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So we'll make that announcement, I think, later this week. And we're excited about it. But tonight we're trying to.
It'll be the biggest event the Gambler has ever done. Don't tell Swing and Ding I said that.
Yeah, I was going to say it's pretty big. But, look, it's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully we can lock in that location tonight. So this way we can break it down for all the people a little bit later this week. All right. As you just brought up, the Swing and Ding golf outing going down next Monday. Of course, Danielle, Moose, and the great Harry Mays will all be in attendance, and they'll be recording a live podcast, Swing and Ding going down at 10:30 a.m. next week. 1 week from today, it's at the Legacy Club out there in, I believe, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, I want to say. So we are going to be locked and loaded. Of course, anything we are raising is going to our partner, our charity partner. That's the Magical Mila Foundation. This is year number 2 for us with the golf outing. So we raised a lot of money the last time. Hopefully we can double what we raised the first time. We are going to have some celebrities. I'll make that announcement a little bit later this week, but some really cool names that will be hopping out on the course and getting it in with everyone that's paid and ready to go for this upcoming outing next week. I just want to hit a couple of the big names as far as sponsors are concerned. Man, we got 3 long drive holes going down. We got Ron Jaworski's golf. He's in on this. PC Richardson's son, of course. We got nothing but love for folks over at PC Richardson's son. The ladies, the longest drive. We're going to win an Uni pizza oven. Wow. courtesy of our friends over at PC Richards and Son. We got Under Armour involved with us, Clear Path Financial, Harris Pool After Dark, Angelo's Pizzeria is involved, Mall Chevy, our great friends over at Mall Chevy back with us. That's a hole-in-one contest for a 3-year lease on the 2023 Silverado. That's going to be parked out at the hole. That's going to be amazing. Our friends over at Tito's and Xfinity Live putting it together. Wes Patterson making his triumphant return. Dude's a freak. He's a monster. He's a long drive competitor, and he hits it a long way. He gets paid to play the game of golf and just mash golf balls. So looking forward to getting Wes back out there. A lot of fun last time. Terra Nova, man, such a great place out there in Jersey, closest to Penn. Pizza Hut involved for the first time, which was really cool. Our friends over at Rita's Water Ice. So excited, man. And the list goes on and on. Let me just keep going. Clear Path Financial. Let's see. Robini. My good friend Robini Bespoke. We're talking about you want to be suited up the right way. Robini's going to be out there. And Dr. Paul Glatt back with us. He's a long drive playoff because everything grows longer with Dr. Glatt. And so many cool things that we'll be adding throughout the course of the week as we're finalizing the list. And man, Moose is doing an unbelievable job behind the scenes getting this ready to go. But we're all excited. I might have skipped my man DJ Nico Oso from Q102. He's going to be holding it down. Reach Streets is going to be with us from 105. Workhorse with the Arnold Palmer Spike. Man, and it was just so big the last time we did it. It's going to be 5 times bigger this time. And that's all due respect to our last place that we were at. That golf course was fantastic. But this place, the real deal out there in Jersey, the Legacy Club. So we're excited. And as I said earlier, it is benefiting the Magical Mila Foundation. We'll have all the information and everything posted at foxphlgambler.com. John Jansen will be live.
I will be.
Yep.
No golfing for me.
Holding it down.
We're trying to save the golf course.
Kyle / Nuttermaker is going to be with you. We're going to have
Kyle's going to be with
Sean
me?
Bernard's going to be joining
You expect
you.
me to do a show with Kyle?
Special
for
guest.
3 hours?
I wouldn't say 3 hours.
Okay, 2. I don't even know if I can squeeze 2 out of Kyle.
Well, yeah, you're right. That's going to be tough. But
It's going to be me. So basically, it's just me, the John Jansen show.
I'll jump on with you. If my back holds up, I'm going to play.
Ooh, how are you feeling about that?
Well, like I said,
Do you think what are you giving your percentage chance that your back holds up?
I will tell you straight up, the confidence is not there for me right now.
Now, is that because of just the back, or your golf game just
no, dude. Like I'm a little worried about swinging a club too hard, and just setting myself back. It's close. If this was going down 2 more weeks from now, I'd feel more confident. But the fact
you just needed more time to heal.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, we're there. Like I said, I was lifting weights today. So if I could lift weights, it's just odd because if I go like I can go like this and put I know this works well on radio.
Does not work well at all.
So
we are streaming though.
if
You
you
can
do
check us
that-
out, Fox Sports The Gambler on
Like this,
YouTube.
if you go up, that's fine. But if I go up like this, then I feel it. But I'm telling you,
Excuse me, demonstrate that one more time. Instead of up like this, you're going up like this, and it feels different. Okay,
But if
good.
I go
Bad.
swing my arm, I feel it. Anyway, so I'm swinging a golf club. Everything feels fine, right? Like there's no pain. So my thought process is this. I'm not going out to win a long drive or, look, we're playing best ball. So it's like, hey, if my team.
So you're never going to be playing yours.
If my team hits a drive, I'm not going to waste a shot. I'm just going to be like, all right, let's go. And, like chipping, I'll be good. Putting, I'll be fine. And that's where you cash. So we'll see. We'll see. Par 3s, I'll be fine. I'm going to take it easy. And that's the way you should be playing golf. Not trying to kill the ball. So I'll be going out there like 75% swinging. Who knows? I hit it better. The back injury might improve the golf game.
You really think so? You really think it might improve the golf?
No, because the problem
it's going to make it worse. You're going to be terrible.
Yeah, because I haven't practiced.
Yeah, you're going to be.
I haven't picked up a golf club since I
You're
was
going to be a
little.
disaster.
No, me and you played that one time.
Yeah, I was better.
Well, I did all the weight. Stop it.
I was better.
It wasn't my best day. The game.
I was up to tee better than you. I'll give you a driver.
The game of golf is a little tough. All right. The game of golf is a little
especially when you have a back injury.
Oh man, we'll see what happens.
Good luck. Yeah, you're going to be joining me at the top of the 3 o'clock hour.
Yep. I'm already ready to go. I'm going to call it as I see it. I'm going to be cruising back over the golf course.
Yep.
Give me a nice cold beer. I'll have ice on the back.
Oh, I cannot wait for that.
So stupid. But, I'm ready to go. I promise you, I think I'm good. If I'm out there and I feel like a little tweak, I'm done. I'm not going to force it, but hopefully my team is good. I don't know who my foursome is or who I'm playing with. I think me and Powers are part of the 2 or part of the 4. So hopefully the other 2 are pretty good at the game of golf. That's all I'll say.
I am not, which is why I'm not playing.
Well, we got to get you better.
Yeah, but that requires me to be on a golf course more, and I don't know if I can do that.
Do you see this commercial right here?
Which one?
Do you have any idea who this guy is?
That guy right there?
Yeah.
Do I have any? He's got to be a baseball player.
Stop. Yeah, of course he is.
Is he? No, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah. No idea. It was for a brand I've never seen before. Offgoes?
Have you figured out who it is, or are you asking because you genuinely don't know who that is?
No, my favorite thing about baseball players is remember we did the guys.
It was something you couldn't name the top home run leaders or something.
Oh no, the guys that played every game this season.
Yeah.
Was one of the 10.
What was that brand called?
Ogos? I've never seen it before.
Oh, are you sure it's Ogos?
Shoes. OOGOS.
Ogos.
OOFOS. That's it. OOFOS.
Commercial. Let me check out the commercial. It's got to be somewhere. Oh, that's JD Martinez. That's just Dingers Martinez.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's killing it.
I had no idea because I've never seen his hair before. That did not look like JD Martinez.
It's just funny when you get these star athletes. I don't care the sport, and you have
it
no
says
idea.
at the beginning of the commercial.
Of course it did, but we missed it.
I definitely did miss it.
I've never even seen this shoe before. Off OOFOS. Our design goes to 37% more impact.
Alex Smith's a big ambassador of it.
Speaking of shoes, did you see Biden catching slack?
No.
Because he was wearing the Skechers slip-ons, and some reporter was like, he's
wrong
not
with slip-ons?
He's not wearing socks. It's like, what dude? He's 80+ years old.
I honestly
They're
don't.
killing him wearing socks.
That's just
Oh, I love it. I love this world we live in. It's so funny. It's so stupid. Anyways, coming up on the other side, we'll talk about the 76ers with Sean Barnard. Quickly, though, let's do this. We have 5 minutes. You ready? Starting tomorrow, it's official. 1 and 1. 1 NFL, 1 college football topic. 1 NFL topic, 1 college football topic. And we're going to do that from every day on a daily basis.
Every day?
Until we get to training camp. Yeah, dude,
nice.
come on. There's so much.
I mean, we should be doing it 3 to 6 every day, but sure.
Do you see what I have right here?
I know. I don't even have the Phil Steele
I got
yet.
the Phil.
I know. I don't have it yet.
The best part about it is I bought these for vacation. Ask
You
me
didn't read them at all.
me how much I read.
None.
No, I got to probably about page 30 on the fantasy football one. I caught heat about buying a fantasy football magazine.
No, buy those. I love fantasy football.
I bought it.
That's still such an old school thing. I remember as a kid, I'd buy those before all the drafts I do.
I bought it because of Jalen Hurts on the top.
Okay.
On
Well,
the cover.
do you know what brand it is? What website or
This
magazine brand?
is Pro Forecast, the #1 nationally rated cheat sheet.
I've never heard of them before, so
No.
you may have bought the bad one.
No, it was good. It was
Are you
good.
sure?
No, yeah, this is a good read. It was a good read. 30 pages in. I still got a long way to go, and I'm going to fire it away this week.
Okay.
But I can't wait to crack this Phil Steele. I have yet to open it.
That's the one I get every year.
I knew it. I bought it thinking I could have time to read it, and dude, I will tell you this much. And I love my daughter and like no other. But this trip was like the first time I'm like, damn, I wish she had like a sister or brother so they could play with her, or a cousin. Daddy buried me from the time we showed up to the time we left. Daddy buried me. Dad, my wife was relaxing, which was good, but it was so much fun, man. It was a lot.
Not a lot of reading time.
Not a lot of reading time. Let's just put it that way. But a great trip. Looking forward to the next time. All right. So 1 NFL, 1 college football topic right here, right now. You ready?
I'm always ready.
All right. First of all, you are a Heisman Trophy voter. right?
Yes.
The
Yeah, if you
award,
could say correctly.
the Heisman Trophy voter.
Yes.
There you go. I said it right.
The first time you tried to say voter and some other word came
whatever.
out.
You know, welcome to the show. Do you know right now who is taking the most Heisman betting action of any player?
I'd be surprised if it wasn't Caleb Williams.
It's not. You should be surprised. According to the Action Network, today, you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Quinn Ewers,
that's
from Texas.
No.
Though he is in a QB competition with Arch Manning.
No, he's gonna start. The thing is, if things go wrong, he could be a Spencer Rattler, right? Second year, you have a guy like Caleb Williams behind you, and if you don't perform well enough, and maybe they lose a game or two early, they're going to be looking at Arch Manning. No, I don't like Quinn Ewers is good. I don't want to say anything bad about Quinn Ewers because I think he could be a really good quarterback. Yeah. Heisman discussion, I am not at all anywhere near Quinn Ewers.
On DraftKings right now, he is 12-1. That's number 2.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams plus 550. Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is an interesting one because obviously he has the Brian Kelly machine behind him. Second year with LSU. I thought he started to play really well. He was the only reason they were winning games in the second half last year. And LSU actually had a pretty good year considering they were left a mess when Brian Kelly got there, and then all of a sudden they turned out to be pretty good. So now LSU has expectations, good roster, good coach, and Daniels is the guy that's talented enough to lead them, to places that, could win you a Heisman.
Two things I would look at from the perspective of betting on the Heisman. Number one, quarterback.
Quarterback, and especially this year. I know some years, because especially Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming to mind.
Harrison Jr. is he's worth a sprinkle. I would argue
this is not the year to do that.
What he is going to do week in, week out, if he's healthy, and number 2 is you got to win. So if a team's going to have 2 losses and he's a quarterback, he's not going to win. He's just not. So I think Ohio State could very well be undefeated. And if Marvin Harrison Jr. goes undefeated with Ohio State, I don't give a damn who his quarterback is. What he's going to do week in, week out, he will be a finalist in New York.
He could be that. It will be very tough to be one of these quarterbacks.
I agree. But at 20-25-1, I don't think of it as a bad play. I really don't. No,
I do with the quarterbacks in front of him. I do.
So what quarterback will run the table? Let me ask you that.
Caleb Williams, he's a favorite for a reason, plus 550. I mean, he's going to put up absurd numbers. Second year with USC, third year with Riley. Everything's looking to be Caleb Williams. I think he's going to be good enough that he's going to be one of the better quarterback prospects we've seen. I don't think he's going to be Trevor Lawrence type status when it comes to that kind of prospect, but he's going to be pretty darn close. So Caleb Williams is one. Jaden Daniels, I'm interested in. There's going to be a lot of eyes on Sam Hartman. Sam Hartman put up huge numbers at Wake Forest.
But
I don't think he's
not going to run the table.
That's the thing. I don't know if Notre Dame's not going to run the table, but they are a really good program, and I don't want to put it past them that they could.
Okay.
And just say that, dismiss them right away as how Notre Dame can't get there. I mean, because if they get to a college football playoff, Sam Hartman's going to be, and they've been to college football playoffs, Sam Hartman's going to be a big reason why. So Hartman, obviously Drake May, just because he put up great numbers last year. UNC, though, I don't. From what I know now, I just don't see UNC running the table.
No.
So you kind of run into an early cutoff there. But Sam Hartman's one of the deeper ones at 16-1 that I would look at. But this is, it's narrow. It's really Caleb Williams and just trying to figure out who could maybe top him. And I think Jaden Daniels is one.
All right. And last but not least, over to the NFL. 1-1 here. We'll do this all the way through training camp. It's just DeAndre Hopkins. I know he's 31. He's still a great receiver, and he's going to help out whatever team possibly he ends up with, whether it's Patriots, Titans, and
don't go to the Titans.
Well, there's a third team.
Is there a third team?
The Chiefs. According to Jeremy Fowler, the Chiefs have been in contact. So it's come down to the 3-horse race. He's in no rush to sign.
No.
He's a veteran. Why not? But the Chiefs could very well get him. And if they do.
Because they're going to get him at a discount because he's not going to get the signing he wants. But if he doesn't get the money he wants to go to a team that he knows he could play and win.
No joke. So you add into the mix.
We're just going to let the Chiefs get DeAndre Hopkins? We're just going to let it happen. Not to say I don't think he's that huge impact player that he was, but still, Sammy Watkins with Patrick Mahomes ended up doing really well. And Sammy Watkins was towards the end of his career. So, I mean, you just give him some kind of talent and it works.
Yep. And I'm Patrick Mahomes to the wheels fall off from our good friend Roy Bird. And you add DeAndre Hopkins, watch out.
Or until Trevor Lawrence becomes that guy. But
yeah, I agree with that. I'm all there. I'm right there with you on the Trevor Lawrence stuff.
I am all over. I keep going on, that friend Jeff Barlow's show. I keep going on there and saying that Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win the 1 seed.
Speaking of Doug Peterson and the Jacksonville Jags, apparently Peterson just signed his son.
Yeah, Josh Peterson.
And what position does he play?
Tight end. Yeah, he played at the USFL.
Oh, nice. All right, Sean Bernard's going to join us on the other side. Let's talk some Sixers. B-ball Paul back. How big of a deal is it for the 76ers? We'll find out what Sean Bernard has to say. Pat Bev spoke to the media, his thoughts on Wemby, and much, much more. It's the Daily Take back after this.
The Gambler. Phillies
What do
home.
you get for trying to squeeze me 5 minutes for a football conversation?
Get your tickets now
at AXS.com
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
At
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
The
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Introducing AllProShow Original Series Breakthrough, the first of its kind audio-only singing competition featuring celebrity judges Kelly Rowland and Sarah Bareilles, with host Daveed Diggs. Hear who has what it takes. Listen on Audible or wherever you get your podcasts.